Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show.
You guys got me cracking up with the comments already. Yes, welcome to important to you guys today. We're gonna be pouring into stuff today all day. I'm so excited. Like, happy Monday. We're gonna pour into some shit today, guys. Welcome in. Brittany was our first one here. She said, did you reshape her eyebrows to look less pointy and evil? You know what? I don't know. I think what's happening is it's one of the clones. Like, they send out different clones for like different things, allegedly, in my opinion. So this could be like one of the nicer looking clones. I really don't know. She didn't have no roots showing either. So like, I don't know, unless she was like getting all dolled up for court. Welcome in. Vasi is here, and GK, man. Vasi said brought the cult vibe A game. Yeah. It was pretty wild. What's up, GK? Yes, please don't forget to hit the like. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It does help me out so very much. And obviously, we still have to wait till like next week to hit the 1 million subscribers, because we did not make it by today, but that's okay. We're working on it. Welcome in Charlie's Angels, and Aja is here. Hello. And not Nancy. Lindsay. All right. Karen is here. All right, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, rainy Florida. Well, Florida in the house, but it's a rainy day there. Oh, yikes. We had some rain over the weekend. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you about my camping trip when we get to a point where we need like a little bit of a like break from good old Miss Erika. Wait until you hear about that. Welcome in Jeannie and Josso, and let's see. May. And who else is here? Who else there? Yes, I totally understand. I try not to watch this Yucko too, but you know, same thing. Do like to snark, love to snark. And I saw this all over X this like, I don't know what time. I think I got up at like 3 o'clock and was looking around on X, and yeah, there was just all these clips from Erika Kirk at this speech she had to do. And let me tell you guys, I mean, it's almost as if it just wasn't about her this whole week, right? It was all about Tyler Robinson, the trial. It was about Charlie Kirk, and it had nothing to do with Erika. The only notice she got was the judge was like, "Hi, Erika, we see you out there." And that was it. know there's a couple articles written on her, but she really didn't get to like come out and like teach us anything or pour into us in any way. So I feel like she was having like withdrawals allegedly. And like, so literally as soon as the trial was over, she was like off on her way to give this speech for this, whatever it is, summit. I can't remember, her chapter summit, right? Sasquatch is here. Welcome in. Welcome in. I said hi to Kelly. Hi, Kelly. And Jeannie. I don't know if I said hi to Jeannie. Hello, hello. AC is here. I pull you up, AC. All right, all right. And Bootsy is here. Josiah. I know I'm saying that wrong. I've got to be saying that wrong. I don't know. Maybe not. I apologize if I am. Honey is here. What's up, honey? Geo. All right. Bittersweet is here. Yes, I'm going to pour into y'all today. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just feel like, it wasn't about her for a whole entire week. So now we're going to make it all about her. All right. Snoops. Welcome in, Snoops. Hello. Painful Truth. Hello, hello. Dev Daisy and Jane is here. I need some heavy duty snark. Just got back home from the dentist. Oh, you got some snark today. I mean, just looking at her face, and I had like 20 rude things to say. I just, Naomi and Girly is here. Welcome in. Welcome in, Angela. Hello. All right. Amy is here. Hi, guys. Yes, I have both running again today. So if you're on the vertical and you don't really care for it, just I think GQ Man posted a link somewhere. You can click on that link and get over to the full, the fuller screen version. But when it's live, I know sometimes I actually enjoyed the vertical myself a little bit better just because I could type in the chat easier when I was watching it from there. But Cindy, welcome in, Cindy. Oh, thank you for the super sticker, Painful Truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. We've got 73 people watching from 2 different live streams, the same broadcast, whatever. But please don't forget to hit that like button. It does help me out so very much. It lets the stream go out into the world of YouTube, which helps me out so very much. Welcome in, Bright Red Dot. All right, I think I'm caught up. Welcome in, everybody. So yeah, so this is from, what is this called? Let me shrink it and see. I know it's called the, okay. Yeah, the Chapter Leadership Summit. The Chapter Leadership Summit. So this is has to do with all these chapters that they have, right? And I guess this was like a little meetup for them all to come together and just, let Erika Kirk just pour into them. Me Lucky Clover, welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at that today. I mean, I didn't even watch the whole thing. I watched a couple of tiny little clips over on X, and then I thought, I'm just saving it all up. I'm saving it all up for today. I have it sped up a little bit so that way, we're not sitting here like listening to this nonsense. And of course, I'll probably skip through, and we're going to be taking breaks from this because yeah, she's so annoying, so annoying. And also, I thought it was funny. I decided to ask Grok about the evidence that we saw at this preliminary hearing and just like narrow it down, right? And I was like, listen, I'll have to show you guys exactly what I said, but it was something like list all the evidence that directly points to Tyler Robinson from this trial that we just watched, right? This hearing. And Grok listed a bunch of different things. And I said, well, you know what? Let's narrow it down a little bit more because, for instance, the video evidence, we really didn't get to see his face and we really don't know who it was. There was really no positive identification made. So very slowly, I just kind of told Grok what actually happened as we were going through the trial, such as like the DNA evidence. There really, was DNA on a couple things, but there was also other people's DNA on those things. And truly, it didn't really point directly to Tyler Robinson actually committing the crime. It just pointed to the fact that he was touching the items, right? And so was a couple other people. And so slowly, like by three things I typed in there, and it literally narrowed it down to Grok basically telling me there's no direct evidence that pointed to Tyler Robinson in all of the stuff that we saw. That was their open and shut case, right? Their mountain of evidence. That trial was just such a joke, but it's also terrifying that something like this can happen to a young man in America right now, just terrifying, right? Because if we do honestly take a look at the evidence, we're really not seeing anything. Like Grok says, oh, well, they saw him cruising around, you know, his vehicle was cruising around the neighborhood. And I said, well, don't forget, Grok, that the people in the vehicle, it was a bald guy driving and just 3 other dudes, and none of them were identified as Tyler. And so that got marked off the list. Like literally everything he listed got marked off the list. It was just hilarious. And by the end, like I said, there was he said no evidence, none at all. And I'm just like, we knew that, but it was kind of strange just, you know, seeing Grok kind of wheedle it down based on just common sense. Common sense. And even AI could tell there was nothing. So it was like, you know. So anyways, welcome in everybody. We're going to take a look at this chapter leadership summit. They are bringing out Miss Erika Kirk. All right. I like the background. It says his legacy, your voice. So I'm supposing his legacy means Charlie Kirk. I guess. I really don't know, but I'm sure we'll see something about that. So, I mean, let's just dive right on in because I need to snark on this bitch today. We need a snark break, big time. There's so many people to snark on too, but she's the easiest. So let's just take a look. She's loving that.
God bless you guys. God bless you guys. Love you too.
I love you too. I love you too.
Last year when Charlie was on this stage, I have watched that speech, I can't tell you how many times. And I can't tell you how many times my son and daughter have watched that speech.
Okay, so do you really think that her son and daughter have watched Charlie's speech from last year? Like, what is that? This is what you're showing your toddlers? The chapter summit speech from last year? That's what you're showing your toddlers? And not real sure. Yeah, not real sure of this outfit either. Satin overalls. I'm like, what's going on with this? The satin overalls. I mean, I saw some snark over on X. People were saying she's giving lesbian vibes. And honestly, I think a lot of people over at Turning Point USA are gay, closeted gay. And you know what? Be gay all you want. I have nothing against people that are gay. I truly don't care. We've talked about this before, but don't hate on gay people while you're secretly gay, because that really ticks me off. And so, yeah, she's kind of giving something here. And I don't know. Wait till you see the pictures that she's got up in the background too to go with the outfit. It's crazy.
This event is the final event that was on my husband's calendar. Throughout this whole time, I've had so many people ask, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing his book tour? Let me tell you something. First and foremost, when you have commitments, especially those that your loved one has made, you follow through on them. And it doesn't matter how hard it is, doesn't matter how tough life is, you gave your word. And
No. Your dead husband gave his word. That don't act like this is what takes me off about this bitch. Don't act like that's everyone's responsibility to do their dead spouse's commitments, because it's definitely not. Okay, that's weird. It's weird. Okay, you're not going to your dead husband's meetings. All right, you're not finishing writing your dead husband's book, claiming it was him that wrote it, and then selling it and going on a book tour and shit like that. Like, no, you're not. You're just not. If you want to do it, say you did it because you wanted to. Don't act like everybody in the world has to pick up their dead spouse's responsibilities and then move forward with those, because that makes absolutely no sense. That just doesn't. In the real world, we don't do that. We don't do that. Like, seriously, come on. That's stupid. Just say that's what you wanted to do, and that's it. Like, she acts like she has balls, and she has no balls. Just stand up and say, you know what? Yeah, Charlie would never wanted me to do none of this shit, but you know what? I wanted to. And that's how I chose to honor my dead husband. And so that's what I did. Don't act like it's all of our responsibilities to take up of our dead spouse's, responsibilities. She didn't make those commitments. Charlie made those commitments. It's not just randomly falls onto her to take these, she's still just trying to push this narrative, and it's stupid. It's stupid.
Between my husband and I, our word is our bond. And so when it did come to his last book, could have been about finance. I know nothing about finance.
You know nothing about nothing. Or should I say, you know everything about nothing?
But it wasn't. It was about God, it was about his faith, and it was about something that was so intricate to our family dynamic. So what do? Do you let someone else do the book tour? Sure, they could. You could have a pastor do it. We had a few pastors get up on Fox and other places to talk about it. It's fine.
Like pervy pastors that were accused of random things, most likely, probably, in my opinion, I guess. I don't really know because I don't listen to your crazy ass pastors, allegedly crazy ass pastors. But I'm sure if we looked into their background, we would find something off about every single one of them pastors. But yeah, you don't finish his book and claim it was him, if that's what you indeed did, which we all suspect. You say, Charlie wrote up to this point and I took over and finished it. And now I'm going to go on our book tour because I decided to write part of it or whatever. But I don't think she decided to write part of it. I think, you know what I think. Somebody else wrote it, or maybe Blake wrote it, or AI finished it or whatever. Just the bullshit story she pushes absolutely makes me want to vomit.
Do you wait 2 years and then do the book tour?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If your children need you for 2 years, that's exactly what you do. In fact, you were up on your Women's Leadership Summit speech, sitting on stage with Charlie Kirk and literally telling those girls in the audience that they should put their lives on hold, their careers on hold, and all their other responsibilities on hold to raise their babies. That's what you told all of them. While Charlie sat there nodding beside you, that's the story that you had. So why today are you trying to pretend like you couldn't wait 2 years? Did you really need that money? Did you really need that money right away? Or was it that you thought you wanted the world to forget about Charlie, and in 2 years, nobody would buy Charlie's book because you wanted to bury Charlie? Literally, all of his life's work, you wanted to bury it by now. So you had to rush
I guess. Is it really that relevant? It'll always be relevant, but is it still on that commitment schedule that your husband had? So you do the book tour. You go to AmFest. You go to college campuses. You talk to the students. You pop into the chapter meetings. You do the hard thing.
You go home and you grieve your husband, and you tell the world to fuck off until your children and yourself, until you and your family are ready to actually move forward and do those things. It's crystal clear, I think, to all of us that there was no grieving done, at least in my opinion, allegedly. There was no grieving done. She didn't take time to grieve. She was on a Zoom call, busted days later, giggling about merch sales and all this other shit. This whole act here where she just is trying to, she knows that she has her audience in there, right? They're paid cheerleaders, and then these chapter leaders that have stuck by. These ERIKULT is all in the audience. And so this is her chance to basically tell the world, right? She's not telling these people because they love her and they don't care what she does. They really don't. They don't mind that she was groping Charlie's deceased body in a casket with a mic on. They think that's awesome. They're like, that's obviously what you would do. And then you post it to IG. That's obviously what you do. These are the people that are okay with that. She's saying all this for our benefit, trying to tell us excuses as to why she did all this. It's so dumb. And we've heard all this already. Why is she up here still talking about this? You literally just left the preliminary hearing for your husband's unaliver, who, let's not forget that you forgave, right? You forgave him. You forgave this dude. And you just left this hearing. Apparently you were just bawling in the seat, just falling out all over the place, like leaning on Charlie's mother for support. And all these articles were saying like you were just losing your shit. And yet that was like what, Friday? So by Sunday, she's good again. And she's up here giving excuses as to why she honored Charlie's commitments after he died. And nobody in the audience cares. Not a single one of those people are calling her out for it. Nobody's saying, who cares? You're here to talk about chapters, the chapter leadership. What the fuck does this have to do with chapter leadership? You are just blabbing and trying to make the world forget what a piece of shit you are. And we just aren't forgetting about it. We're just not. We just don't. We don't forget about it. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
You do the right thing. And that's what my husband did every single day. Every day. And that's what you guys do every day. You all flew here from across the country.
She probably didn't pay for those tickets for them either, because I mean, come on, put a 1 in the chat if you think that Turning Point paid for these kids to get there. I don't know. I mean, they could have. I don't know. It would be the right thing to do. But do you think they did? I wonder if they actually did. We should ask Grok about that. They flew to be here. So do you think... Put a 1 in the chat if you think Turning Point USA paid for their tickets, and put a 2 if you think they had to pay with their own money to get there. I'm asking Grok. He might know. Oh, wait. Doesn't say for sure. It's wording it like this. Yes, TPUSA provides travel stipends that can cover plane tickets for eligible attendees of the Chapter Leadership Summit. It's offered as part of the perks for selected chapter leaders attending. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this includes lodging, travel stipends, and select meals. It's not automatic. They must apply separately for the stipend, and approval is not guaranteed. It's selective and based on eligibility. Wow. Oh, it's a reimbursement after the event. It covers 1 mode of transportation with receipts required. Upgrades, extras, or non-approved changes are not covered. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, of course, there's all kind of stipulations, right? Yeah, tax write-off. The ones that they approve are tax write-offs, right, Angela? And that's just, if they approve them. They're not guaranteed. Oh, thank you, Jess. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All the higher ups, no lowly staff paid per hour, right? Yeah. Right. We got some ones. Yeah, but she can fly private all over the world, right? Yeah, notice it doesn't I mentioned how many, right? It's just select and you have to apply and all these little stipulations, right? All these stipulations. But yeah, I don't know what made me think of that, but I hate that. Like, she's like, you guys, just like you guys did. I'm sorry, but people flying out to hear you blab about, all the great things that you did. This doesn't have nothing to do with Charlie. This is all about the wonderful things she did, right? It's all about Erika. It's all about Erika. Now that hearing is done, it's back to being all about Erika. She is out here honoring her husbands. She did all these great things. She did the hard things. She did the tough things. She stood up and honored these commitments. Her. She went on that book tour. She did this. She did that. And now she's comparing all those hard things that she did with people coming to this summit. Like, I agree. That's the hardest thing to do. I couldn't imagine how tough that has to be. Sitting there and actually looking at her face for longer than 5 minutes. I don't even know how Candace did it, to be honest. Candace must have prayed to God and must have had some some type of armor on to go deal with this skeezer. because I couldn't have sat down across from her. I couldn't have. And you know what? I would have had them extensions in my purse when I left. Guaranteed. Guaranteed I'd have had a few of them extensions with me. I would have, I can't say, but you know, you get the feeling, you feel what I'm saying. But anyways, yeah, this is super hard. She's trying to make these kids feel like they're so amazing, just like she is. Like, just like she's done the hardest things ever, these guys are also out here doing the hard work. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing as honoring your recently deceased husband's book tour and shit like that. Obviously, right?
I can take a plane too to be here. After I've been through hell this past week.
Bitch. No, she did not. No, she did not. I could take a plane too to be here. You guys called this way before she even said it. She could take a plane to be here too. Oh, you mean your special private jet that flies you anywhere you need to go and you don't have to go through security or stand in lines or do none of the bullshit the rest of the world has to do? That one that's free for you? Yeah, you can take a plane too. Yeah, and that's her stupid ass choice. Exactly, May. Exactly. Please. She sure does, Kelly. She sure does think she's the shit. She really does. Oh my God. She truly does.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy. Life is not easy. Charlie would say, and those in our inner circle knew this. Some of you know this too. How many of you have gone through hell these past 10 months? Raise your hand. Yep. How many of you had your life change in a negative way in the past 10 months? Raise your hand. Yep, same. You're in good company.
Bitch,
But what did Charlie...
let me tell you something, you dirty, rotten skeezer, allegedly, okay? All of us go through hell. Life sucks. And it's really, really especially shitty for poor people, which you know absolutely nothing about. So don't try to like compare yourself to anyone, okay? These people had to beg you for a stipend for you to pay for their tickets to get there while you're jumping on your private jet with your fucking extensions and your nails and your $20,000 worth of rings that could feed probably all these people, actually fly all these people to this stupid ass summit. I mean, I just can't with her. I can't. Life is so hard for these last 10 months. Like, girl, no, don't even start talking about struggles now, girl. Do not. She always tries to make everybody feel like she is just like them. You're in good company with me. You're in good company. I'm the same as you. We're all the same. You guys have dealt with the same thing I've dealt with. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
He would say, life has suffering, and it does, and it sucks. But you choose the people that you have along the side while you're going through that suffering.
Girl, we see who you choose to be beside. We have seen those guys, right? We've seen the people she chooses. She's admitting it right here. She chooses the people she's alongside during all these struggles, right? Victor Marks, all these weird ass pastors that are in the news for all kind of like nasty ass shit. Like Blake Neff, Andrew Colvett. Oh my God. And did you guys see Andrew Colvett's latest TikTok? That bitch is out here now asking questions. He has some questions about what's going on here with Charlie Kirk unaliving. He's got some questions. It's ridiculous. We'll look at that if we have time because you guys will just crack up. Like nobody wants to hear you complain about your friends now. You get to choose the people you're on alongside when you're suffering. Like we talked about, she wouldn't know struggle. She wouldn't know. She might know suffering, but I don't think she knows how to struggle at all. She's not anything like any of these people, but she's trying to trick them and mentally, what do they call that? Kind of the cult thing, right? We're all the same. Just like me, you're just like me, I'm just like you.
You choose those people. And all of you in this room are those people who I am so proud to have in my army as I go through this battle against Satan.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I know. I keep stopping it, but everything she said irks me. I'm sorry, guys. Everything she says irks me. Let me just tell you something. She's in a battle now against Satan. I knew she was going to bring up Satan. Okay. I knew it. And I've always called these people her army. Okay. But how many of you in chat think she knows a single motherfucking person's name in this whole entire stadium sitting in the things here? How many of you think she could even know any of their name? I guarantee you she doesn't know a single person's name. Not a single one. Maybe she might know like her pilot's name, or maybe if Andrew's backstage or something. But like, do you really think she knows anybody that's in that? Anyone? Like, please. Yeah, she is the Satan, right? Right. Yes. Not a chance. Yeah. Not a chance. Exactly. Exactly. The first to go into battle are the cannon fodder. Exactly. Yes, they are. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to keep stopping you guys. Literally every sentence she says is like, bitch, please. Bitch, please. And I swear they have like, do they have like some type of indicator somewhere in that stadium where they're supposed to clap? It's just crazy to me. They keep clapping for this shit and it's trash.
So, when's a good time to give up, right? Never. So you have the internet coming after you, you have them slandering your name, you have them saying all this trash about you, and what do? You wake up that next morning, you put on the armor of God, and you keep going. That's what you do.
Guys. You mailman rapper. Yeah, she's hard now. She hard as hell. She hard as hell. I know. I can barely either, Kim. I'm sorry. I tried to click your comment. I can barely either. It's so hilarious. This is funny to me. Like, she really thinks, man. I mean, she's like, people are making fun of me. And what do? I get up the next morning. Do you, girl? Girl, you still get up the next morning and you go into your company and you gather up some more millions of dollars from the poor folk? You poor thing. This poor girl, guys, you don't understand. You don't get it, okay? People make fun of her and she still wakes up the next day and goes into Turning Point USA and approves these letters to go out to all these young kids to donate money to her. It's fucking hard, okay? And you guys don't know anything about what it's like. You have no idea. It's hard to do, okay? She has to like balance bank accounts and like move money around and like ask for donations. Come on. If you guys even knew, it's really hard. And people were like making fun of her. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I found? The less I come out here and talk to anybody, the less people make fun of me. You know what? If I don't come out here and put my face right here, nobody even knows who I am. And they don't even say shit about me. They don't say a word. But every time I come out here and I talk and I do something or whatever, guess what? 50% of the people who watch me can't stand me and they hate me. And they hate everything I say, and they think I'm ugly, and they think I'm stupid, and they think I'm a worthless piece of crap who should like go jump off a bridge. But they don't know me if I don't put my face on here. So it's like you have a choice. Like you could just sit there and count your millions in private. You don't have to come out here and expose us to whatever this is. We definitely don't need to see this. You could not televise this. You could not put this on your channel. I don't need to see this. You could have had this little fucking meeting in private. You could have had this all in private and I wouldn't see nothing. I wouldn't be out here making fun of you. I wouldn't have even seen you. But like, you want me to see you. You wanted me to hear that whole spiel about how glorious you are for completing your husband's, what did she call them? Her husband's commitments. And it's not like she wanted to, she had to. It's like, girl, no, I just can't. Like, you can't act like a boss bitch while you're whining. like a pussy. Let's just be real. That's what you're out here doing. You're whining like a bitch. You're not this big badass boss. You're not. When you're out here whining and then talking about Satan, every time she's on here, she talks about the same stuff. It's poor me. I struggled so hard. I feel like everything bad happens to me. Everyone's mean to me. Satan, it's all because of Satan and demons and the devil. Let me tell you something. You know how many times I've thought about the devil and Satan in the last year? 0 times until after Charlie Kirk was unalived. And you know what? I had to hear her talk about Satan and demons. I mean, I never have thought of Satan and demons once. I don't ever talk about demons. I don't talk about Satan. I don't think about it. I don't think about evil. I don't think about any of that. You know who gets me to think of it? Her, because it's all she ever talks about. She says it in every speech she makes. Somehow demons come into play. Somehow demons, it's the devil, it's Satan, you know, evil. Evil's lurking around the corner. I have to deal with demons. These demons out here wanting to know who unalived my husband. How dare they? Like when I already decided it's that 22-year-old kid who's not on video and who didn't, like, there's not a shred of evidence except for that one thing that they only showed me. It's like 4K HD, perfectly clear. Like, I can't. You know, you want to be this good biblical person. Why do you got me thinking of Satan every 5 minutes? Every 5 minutes. I mean, we could drink every time she says demons, Satan, you know, evil, and we'd be drunk by the time this is over with. That could be the drinking game. The Erika Kirk Satan drinking game. Like, come on, son.
And not only that, you don't just do it for yourself. You do it for your future. You do it for your kids, and you do it for your family, because people are watching you, and they would love to see you fall. They would love to see the world break you. They would love it. So when I was sitting with you guys before coming on stage, there was some of you for high school that I sat with, some of you for college that I sat with. And you guys had a lot of great questions. Some of them I'll talk about, but you had great questions. And again, you don't give up today, you don't give up tomorrow. We are on enemy-occupied territory, and the devil would love nothing more than to be in the middle of your head, to dictate your fear, to dictate
Oh my God.
whether or not you continue forward having a chapter, to dictate.
Oh, listen, now the devil's listen to what a target that was. The devil's going to dictate whether or not you have a chapter. I mean, we saw the chapter that was a dog poop receptacle. Remember? That was a chapter, guys. I wonder if that dog turd bin is in the audience. Anybody catch the dog turd bin in the audience? Because that's a chapter. That was a chapter, remember? Remember that one? But now, like, demons are going to be the boss of who has a chapter. Now, if you fail at maintaining this chapter for her, you have been overcome by evil. You've let demons influence you, and you have lost the war against good and evil. Do you see what she did there? Do you see how she did that? Did you see that? Yes, Turning Point is not a religious organization. Thank you, honey. Thank you. And yet, these chapters, you know, if you don't maintain these chapters, you let the devil win. And these are young kids. These are young people. She cares about all these young people in the audience, but it doesn't seem like she cares about the one that's sitting in the courtroom who we saw literally no evidence on. The entirety of America is watching this, and like 99.9% of us can see that's clearly like fake. There's no evidence. There's nothing. She doesn't care about that one. She cares about these ones because they can do something for her. Allegedly, in my opinion. Okay? Allegedly, in my opinion. Charlie made so much fun of Kamala when she did this shit. He would absolutely wreck Erika for this. It's crybaby crap. It's like crybaby, and it's literally just trying to twist, in my opinion, you know, obviously everything I ever say is my opinion, right? But it seems like it's just trying to twist things to make these kids think that if they fail this chapter, They're letting Satan and demons and the devil win, and they are not as strong as she is telling them they are. It's a good trick, you know? It's a good trick. When you come into the room and you compliment somebody on something that you want them to be like if I come in and I sit down and I say, Bittersweet, you are one of the like sweetest people I have ever sat down to talk with. I'm so happy to be here. Do you know what's going to happen in that conversation? You're going to try to be sweet because I said you were sweet. You're going to try. And it's not even something that you know you're doing, but you're just trying to be like, you know, the great thing that somebody said you were. And so when she comes out here and she says, like, you guys are fighters, you're just like me. You're so strong. You're so amazing. You're just like me. And these demons, they want to take us down, but we're not going to let them. It's just like how you wake up the next day and you control your life and how you maintain your chapters. Like, wait, what? Like what? And if these kids were a little bit older and had some life experience, they'd be saying the same shit we are, right? Because we are in our places now. We know all about life when we're in our place. That's why we can see this. And we're like, what the fuck are you saying? One has nothing to do with the other. Nothing at all. And I didn't see the poop receptacle, the doggy poo bin in the audience yet. But I mean, that's a chapter. So I'm just looking for it. If anybody sees it, please let me know. Please let me know. Yeah, it's the master of karate outfit. Yeah, Mr. Miyagi. She's trying to be like a ninja. She's a badass boss bitch ninja who's literally whining and crying and boo-hooing because everybody hates her. It's just, ugh.
You're scared? When you have someone you love no longer with you, you look at this world way differently. Way
Please,
differently.
girl,
My focus
please.
and my fixation is heaven forward. I do not care what this world tries to do to me to break me, because it won't. Every single day that I wake up, I make sure that the Holy Spirit has room within me, less of me, more of it, so that God can use me.
You know what, guys? I totally believe that she will never let anything break her until she goes broke. You know what? You know what would be the one thing that would break this bitch? Take away her money. You take away her money, and she is going to be sitting there with her ratchet ass extension sticking all up crazy, crying and boo-hooing. It's just insane. It's just insane. Like, she's so hard. Yeah, I could be hard too if I got like $300 million sitting in the bank that I didn't have to work for. I could totally be hard too if I had that. Totally. It's crazy. Like, bitch, you ain't hard. Take away your money and you ain't shit. How's that? Like, seriously, what are you talking about? Of course nobody can break you because you could just buy some new shit. Anything that breaks on you, you just get new stuff. You can afford top-notch therapists, any type of medication you need, health care, you know, groceries that you probably haven't shopped for. She's probably never been to a grocery store. Probably never set foot in a grocery store. Probably never. You can get new nails, get new hair. You can buy new friends. You can buy a new security team. You can buy a new house. You can buy 20 new houses. You can buy new kids. You can buy political influence. You can buy a spot on the Air Force board. You can buy all kind of shit with your money. But if you take that away, you're not this hard-ass, badass bitch. So don't talk about nothing can break you. Of course they can't. You are very well funded. Nothing could ever break you. Come on. Take away your millions, and it's a different story, though. And she's talking to these kids in this room like they should be as hard as her, and they should be as, you know, get up and fight forward every day just like her. When these kids have real life struggles, these kids suffered more than she's ever suffered. These kids have struggled more than she's ever struggled. Every single one of them in the audience are way stronger than she is. Hands down. Hands down. You know? She wouldn't even know what to do if she was in switch places with any one of those people in the audience. She would have no idea what the hell to do. Well, she would know. She knows how to get to it. She knows how to get to the top, right? We all know she knows what to do. She knows how to get to the top. She can make it. She can make it back to the top. We just take a little bit of extra work. But you know what I'm saying, though. You know, she would have such a problem living the life of any one of these kids in this audience that she is speaking to. Like, they are on the same path as her and the same thing as her, and they just they're so much stronger than she is, and she's talking to these people like they, you know, I just can't. I can't. It makes me so angry. It makes me so angry because she couldn't survive a day in the life of any of these people.
So that God can use me in ways that he needs to. My husband stood on stage, and a lot of you know this. He stood on stage at AmFest and he surrendered without you guys knowing, but I knew because I was his wife.
Oh, God.
He stood on that stage and he surrendered and he said, "Here I am, Lord, use me." And my God, did he.
You guys don't know this, but I knew this because I was his wife. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, come on. What the hell? Oh my God.
And what's so interesting about all of this is you have people who understand marriage, and then you have people who don't. You have people.
Oh God, guys. Please tell me she's not going to get into understanding marriage. The big married for 4 years to somebody who has gone 300 days a year. Like,
People who are in happy marriages and you have people who aren't, and you can tell it very clearly, whether it's them on the internet, whether it's them in front of your face. Let me tell you something about marriage. When you find the one that God has made for you, whether that's your husband or your wife, you will be so in lockstep with one another that there is no daylight or separation between you guys.
She's used this same exact terminology in this other and the other thing that she did. There was no daylight between his butt cheeks and my lips. There was literally no daylight between his butthole and my face. Literally. There was just no daylight between us. Like, girl, your husband wasn't even home. So what are you even, what in the world could you possibly know about being married? Every one of you guys in chat, if you've been in a relationship, just even in a relationship, you know very much so better than she does about how to maintain a relationship, because we have to live with our spouses and our significant others, right? We have to get up every day and see them off to work. In fact, when they leave the house, we kiss them goodbye. I mean, not that she would know about that because she saw her husband get up the day he left, evidently, for the last time and never kissed him goodbye. According to her, she saw him like get up and get his rings and get dressed and put on all his shit, but she didn't kiss him goodbye or nothing. But like, whatever. But don't talk to us about marriage either, because you don't know what that's like. You literally were just married to somebody who was never home. So, I mean, how are you in lockstep with somebody who doesn't even want to be around you? So much so that they stay out on the road over 300 days a year. Like, I can't. You know what? If my husband had to be out on the road over 300 days a year, we would buy a giant camper or a fleet of buses. If I had Charlie's money and I had her money, or one of these two's money, we would have a fleet of vehicles that traveled on the road with him. He ain't, are you kidding me? I wouldn't want to live 300 years without my husband. Or 300 days a year without my husband. You know what I mean? Like, what? Obviously, Charlie was cool with it. Obviously, she was cool with it. I mean, I don't know how many days they actually spent together, but if he wanted her, home needs you. He kept telling her, home needs you. Like, get home, girl. We don't like, get home. Home needs you more than I do. Like, I don't know. Doesn't sound like a normal marriage to me, or it's not anything like the marriages of the people in her audience either. These are young children, and even if there are some older people here that do have something to do with these college and high school chapters, I don't know what she's talking, like who she's referring to about marriage when these are young kids, but none of them are ever going to have a marriage that compares to yours, because people who generally get married want to be with their spouse. They want to spend time with their spouse. Definitely, unless somebody's like in the service and has to go, overseas for the military. And even then, it's not something that they want and they choose, right? They're in the service, so they have to go, and they're deployed and they have to be away from their spouse. But it's like, I don't even like to listen to this, because you don't know what you're talking about. You can't compare your marriage to anybody's marriage, because guess what? My man would want me with him. Okay. And I'd want to be with my man. And we've been together 10 years. You were newlyweds and your husband was like, girl, I got shit to do all year long. I'll be back in I don't know, next November. See you later. Like, come on, girl. Oh, thank you so much, Nana, for the $20 super chat. I just want to send some love and appreciation. Jen, I really enjoy your live stream. You crack me up. She should quote Charlie correctly. Here I am, God send me, not use me. I love it. I love it. Yeah, she doesn't know. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Let me give you some love because I got some love for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, I mean, she should at least quote him. But girl, like I was saying though, like she can't really quote him because she just like she wasn't around him enough, I don't think. Honestly, truly, I really don't think so. I just don't want to hear somebody talk about marriage who like saw their husband less than 300 days a year. It's just ridiculous. No daylight separating, like I said, Charlie's butthole with her lips, other than, the 300 days that he was gone. Of course. I mean, that's fine, but like no other daylight, guys. Seriously, no other daylight.
You guys are building together as one. Some people think that Ephesians 5 it's probably one of the top 10 most confused passages in the Bible.
Oh,
Marriage
God,
is a
here we
beautiful
go.
covenant between a man and woman. And it is something that and I pray none of you have to experience this. But when your spouse goes to heaven, you have made that covenant on the altar with the Lord that if something happened to them, God steps in and fills that void. And he fills it in a way that you cannot ever explain it to someone with words from this world.
But girl, like, you don't need to try then. Just shut the fuck up. Seriously, we're good. We don't need to hear about the rest. Move on.
But when you think about marriage, and women, I want you to understand this. Submission is not a dirty word when you have married a man of God who understands his role as a husband. It is not. And so why am I here?
Yeah, please.
Why am I here?
Why?
My husband built this movement. He built this machine. And I watched him do it.
And look at how psychotic this is. Like, why are you so upset, girl? And I watched him do it.
And I stood by his side through every sleepless night, through every moment of concern.
Wait, guys, wait. Let me stop you. Every sleepless night except that last night that he was alive and couldn't sleep, you sent him into your daughter's room. Remember that? You were like, you know what, Charlie, we got to get our rest over here. So go sleep in the baby's room. I don't care how you do it. Just climb in the crib. Like, we got to get some rest. Like, so what are you even talking about, bitch? Like, what? Every sleepless night? Okay, girl. Yeah, she got her hands in her pocket. She's running back and forth. She's out of breath. She's yelling. She's all over the place. Like, what are you here for? This is the Chapter Leadership Summit. What have you shown these people in the 10 minutes we've been listening to you about leadership for these chapters? Anything at all? Because now we're on to marriage, and you were up with Charlie every sleepless night, obviously, except for the last night that he was ever alive, because you dismissed him and his worries about the fact that he was scared he was going to die the next day. Obviously, I mean, allegedly, in my opinion, that's what you said on that interview, but like, okay.
Through every phone call, through every high, through every low, the things he could control and the things he couldn't, I was there. I was his vault. I was his confidant. I was his. And what's so special about that, and you'll realize this, if you think about it, marriage, when done properly,
oh God,
when not rushed, and when you find the right person, it's not painful. It's not hindering. Women, you let your husband do what God has called him to do, and you support him because you are the guardian of the home. Men, you love your wife.
She says the same shit all the time. And you know, the thing is like, I'm pretty sure Charlie would have said this as well, like in some of the things that he said, but he would have said it in different ways and given examples and that type of thing. Like each time she says this exact same sentence over and over and over and over and over and over and over again with the daylight. And now women, you support your husbands, and men, you go out and earn that, and the same things. It's the same things. Yeah, and does she say pour into you or pour into someone? Desiree, this bitch pours into all kind of stuff, and all kind of people pour into her. Okay, I'm not real sure what that even means, but I know that today I'm here to pour on the snark And this bitch is really pushing it today. Honestly, she really is. Cause this is like a lot. This is a lot. She's literally said nothing yet about leading these chapters other than the fact that these kids are these like high school kids that she's in the audience, and the college kids in the audience are exactly like her. And she's talking to them now about their marriages. I mean, I don't know how many high school kids are married out there, but evidently the whole audience of high school kids is married because they're all clapping about this shit. Like, I can't. She's ridiculous. And the daylight thing and the pouring on me thing. And yeah, like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why she's giving marital advice to these young kids. It's a lot. Men, love your wife like Christ loves the church. How is that exactly? Like, as a high school kid, please explain that like a high school kid would understand. Please explain that like a high school kid would understand. Because how do you really think these high school kids, guys, do you think these high school kids knows what that means? Do you think they know what that means? Because I don't really think they know what that means. I really don't. I really don't. I don't think they know what it means.
And you. And when you see and you have that covenant, you have to think of it, thinking of like a worldly way to explain it, but to me, think of it as a cathedral.
Okay.
Let's say you're in Paris and you see.
Oh my God, guys. Now we're in Paris. Think of it, guys, like when she's going to think of it as a way these high school kids can understand, okay? Think of it like you're in Paris, guys. How many of these kids do you think have been to Paris? Like, just put a number in the chat. How many of these kids do you think have been to Paris and the cathedral in Paris? This is when she gives an example to high school kids. I'm sorry, this is hilarious, dude. I can't.
The most beautiful cathedral with these stained glass windows. The cathedral is your husband, strong on the outside, looking at it. It's beautiful, it's strong, holds the weight of the entire cathedral. But those stained glass windows are the wife. And if you remove the frame of the cathedral, those stained glass windows shatter, they're useless. And if you have the cathedral without the stained glass windows, what is it? Just an empty thing of concrete. Sure, it still serves its purpose, but it's not complete. So it goes hand in hand. One is not a weaker vessel than the other, and you build together. And so again, I have seen my husband build this, and he has entrusted it to all of us. My daughter will be in Club America in 10 years.
She's like this. She's like, she'll be at work in 10 years. Did you really think this is like, oh my God. Oh, this is so good, guys. This is a good one. Honestly, like, this is so good. She's like, love your wife like Christ loved the church. Imagine being in a stained glass. Wives, you're the stained glass windows. Ladies, you're the stained glass windows out there. And husbands, you're the cathedrals. And these high school kids are going, oh my gosh. Can you imagine what they're probably thinking? Could you imagine what they're thinking? I mean, yeah, your daughter won't be talking to you in 10 years. Exactly. I can't. I just can't. Yeah, look at the shot. Nobody was there. Yeah, she had. Oh my gosh. It's just like, I can't. This is hilarious. And her poor daughter, she's making her be a Club America in 10 years. Oh my gosh.
And something I loved was that when Charlie built this, the most important thing about this organization is our students. It's all of you. And let me tell you why. Sure, we put on great events. We do. But my children are going to be looking at every single one of you as they grow up, because you are an extension of my husband.
Oh my God.
You will never replace him. He's irreplaceable.
Oh my God.
But you're an extension of him to them. and you will be able to show them how to chart the path. Some of you asked, how do I be courageous on campus? You show up every day. That's step one. Charlie would say it doesn't take talent to be courageous. I agree with that, but it takes consistency, and it's a muscle. You show up and you fight. Metaphorically, but hear me out.
Guys, listen, these kids, these are her new baby daddies. These are all her new baby daddies. Her kids are going to be looking at all of these people in this little thing here as new daddies, evidently. Yeah, I'm not real sure, Foxy. I mean, I heard that these are her new baby, like her kids' new daddies here in the thing. That's a lot of daddies, man. That's a whole lot of daddies. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Show up every day on campus and fight, metaphorically. Okay, girl.
This past week, I have seen
Oh gosh.
something I'm still trying to unpack and put into words. And someone asked me, do you still want to go to the chapter leadership summit? And I sat there and I thought, I already knew my answer, but I just thought about it.
She
I like
already
to
knew her
internalize things,
answer.
sometimes too much. And I thought to myself, you know, if you don't fight for what's right, I would much rather our country look like this room than the inside of that courtroom.
Look at her fucking face. What does that mean? Does anybody have any idea what that means? Anybody? I'm not really sure what this even means. Like, I'm so confused right now. Huh? I'm confused.
So that means having hard conversations. That means when you're tabling, if your table keeps getting destroyed, become a roving table yourself and go talk to people. Go sit with people at lunch you don't normally sit with. Be creative with the ways that you are a chapter leader, because you are a leader, you are not a follower. So you have a heavier weight and burden on your shoulders, but I swear every morning when you wake up, if you need that courage, you say to yourself out loud, God, do not give me any less of a burden on my shoulders, just give me stronger shoulders. And I swear every time you pray that prayer, your shoulders will be set back even further and you will have a heavy load, but you will be able to stand and you will be able to walk in ways that people can only describe it as the Holy Spirit.
Oh my gosh. This is actually like, reminds me of like cult stuff. You know what I mean? Because this is supposed to be about like politics, I thought. Like, I thought this was about to like help young people, you know, and it's all about God now. It's all about praying to the Lord and, you know, how do you make it every day? And she just says, well, ask God to give you better shoulders, man. Like, just get some better shoulders. You know what I mean? Like, get up every day and just say, God, give me some stronger shoulders, you know? And like, he will. God will give you stronger shoulders. Like, and as a high school kid, like just getting up and going to sit at somebody else's table that you don't talk to, that doesn't happen in high school. I don't know. Anybody here like ever just like go plop down at like a random table at lunch and be like, hey guys, let me tell you all about the Lord and all about politics and tell you how to live your life? Do you think that'll go over well for these kids? Do you think that's solid advice? I just, yeah, I don't see it. I see a lot of kids getting beat up from just deciding to listen to her advice, honestly. Like, come on. Oh my gosh, just ask for stronger shoulders and the Lord will give you a load and, you know, your shoulders will be like better. Okay, girl. Okay, girl.
I want you guys to take the time as you go into this fall semester and be creative. All of you are brilliant in your own way, and all of you bring a different piece to the puzzle of Turning Point USA. And I want you to think outside of the four walls of your school and outside of the four walls of your chapter member group and outside of the meeting that you have.
Okay, girl.
We, again, put on great events. We put on big events. All of that is very important, but you cannot forget the grassroots movement that this organization was founded on. And so when you guys go out and talk to people and you have chapter meetings and you're saying, hey, it's spring, summertime, people are checking out. People will always check out. Control what you can control, and that is yourself. And that is also being able to control and make environments for people that create memories, that have that grassroots impact. Go do something in the community. Go make a difference. There are so many other organizations out there, whether that's soup kitchens or you know them better than I do in your community. And you know,
Yeah, she doesn't know. She's like a soup kitchen. She's like, that's like soup kitchens, or like, when she's talking about like grassroots, maybe she does mean like that one doggy doo-doo dispenser. Maybe that's what she's talking about. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have her fast forwarded, Kelly, because I can't listen to her in regular speed. We would be here even longer. We'd be here even longer. But yeah, it's just, you know, yeah, no, I'm not mocking Christians at all. But she's a fake Christian. She is a fake Christian. And she is telling these kids to do things that she has no idea what she's talking about, in my opinion, because I don't believe she's a Christian. And I find it repulsive. I find it repulsive that she's using the church and all, you know, all this Christian talk when supposedly that's not what Turning Point USA is about. So I don't understand why suddenly that's what it seems to be all about for her. Like that's all she ever talks about. That and demons. It's weird. It's weird. I feel like she doesn't have anything worth of anything substantial to tell these people. All she's doing, honestly, and I've heard this in these other speeches where her and Charlie were sitting with these kids before, and her and Charlie were sitting there talking, and it's things that Charlie has said, and she's just regurgitating these same things in like different parts of the story. You know what I mean? It's nothing authentic. Nothing about this seems authentic. It all seems like things that Charlie has said in the past that she just regurgitates to these kids to get them to clap and be whatever. And then she adds in a dose of poor me. I've had to deal with people not liking me, and I've had to deal with all this. And, you know, oh my, poor me. It's always poor me in some way. And it's all about her. You know what I mean? Like, now she's talking, we put on great events. We put on great events, but you guys need to get out there and do some real work. You guys, you children need to get out there and do the work. You know, look at some organizations like soup kitchens, or like, you guys would know about that. Yeah, you don't know about any types of organizations that actually need help in any area of the world. Other than Romania, of course, but like she can't even name a few different organizations that these kids could reach out to do anything, right? She doesn't even know them. She doesn't even know them. Charlie would probably know them.
the need, go fulfill it. Find something or someone that you can help serve and use your chapter to make that community area that you have better than how you found it. And you'll be able to do that. And I just want to encourage you as you go into this semester. I know that some of you do know this, but some of you do not, because some of you might be new and post 9/10. This organization is not a flash in the pan. We are not 2 years old. We are 14 years old. 14 years. My husband had a vision for this organization that he entrusted into me, and I know that very well. We will never be able to replace my husband, and that will never be the intention. He is one of one and a true legend among legends. But what he did leave us was the blueprint. He left us the blueprint to follow. And so for those of you who do know about Turning Point, this will be a reminder for those of you who don't. We are a big tent, not that big, but big. And we are able to have a lot of programs within our organization that many don't. One of our programs could be a nonprofit in itself. There is so much more to us than just our chapters, but our chapters are one of the top most important portions of the organization. So all of you do know about NFP, our field program, and all of that. And when I walked into the room, and I've shared this with some of you, When I walked into the room when we were starting to get back on our feet after everything that happened in 9/10, our team was talking about the things that we were going to be building as we move forward through the pain. And here's the difference, is that there are people out there where pain and grief will break you. But all of you in this room are very similar to me. The DNA is very similar. You turn your grief into purpose, because anyone can sit in a corner and cry. Anyone can just say, poor me, why this? Anyone can say that. But it's what you do with that pain and that grief that is the most important thing that will outlive you. And so as we were sitting in that conference room and we were going through the commitments Charlie had and the vision that we had, we left room for God to do what he does best and write in some new things that we didn't even have planned.
Funny how she snuck that in, right? She's like, while we were like talking about all the things that Charlie had planned for the organization, we left room for God to write in new things. God didn't write in new things, girl. You did. Okay. You did. And whoever else is like, you know, putting money into the organization said, this is what we want to see coming out of Turning Point USA. And so that's what you decide to do. So don't try to act like what God just like, how did God do such a thing? God wrote in some new things for Turning Point USA. Yeah, I'm not sure, Aja. I'm not sure. I think she's basically trying to get to the point where these are the new things that Turning Point USA is about to be out here doing. And it wasn't her idea, right? This wasn't her idea. This was God's idea. This is all God's idea. So we're about to find out.
And when I walked into that room, I didn't go, Andrew Cipher, who are you? I knew him. I knew him very well and his family. I didn't look at our COO, Justin, and was like, all right, I need to step back and we need to reassess these processes. Don't do that event. I don't even know what this is. Don't do it.
Oh, wait.
No. I
Here
said, you
she's
know
about to tell us she already knew everything about Turning Point USA. That's where this is going. And this is basically the same speech that she gave, you know, in the past. She's given this speech in the past multiple times. She didn't walk into that room not knowing anything. She walked into that room knowing everything. She knew everything, every single thing. She knew all the employees, other than when she made that speech before where she said she didn't really know the employees and she was going to get to know them all. But this, you know, then the story changed as she knew the employees. She knows them all now, right? We know she knows everything. This is what she's about to say. She knew everything. Watch.
You need to be doing full steam ahead. You have your marching orders, and we are going to get through this, and we are going to make Charlie so damn proud. So for those of you who do know and don't know, let this be a reminder of what we do. I want to give you a brief overview. We have the field program that you all are a part of. We are doing some amazing new things. Within our grief, we pulled off one of the most incredible halftime shows this country has ever seen.
Within our grief, we bought one of the most incredible bunch of viewers this world has ever seen. Come on, girl.
We've expanded our TPUSA Faith Church network to 12,000 churches. 12,000.
Let us be reminded that the, you know, churches that didn't want them and tried to reject this nonsense, they, you know, actually had people resigning. They had people getting kicked out. Don't forget that some states actually have adopted, I think Florida is one of them, that if these high schools or colleges try to turn down a Turning Point chapter, they can get in trouble. Like, you know, she forgets to mention that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? She forgets that kind of stuff.
1,000. We've launched a new program, even aside from the new program we had of Make Heaven Crowded that's been touring around this country. It's been amazing, by the way. We've also launched within TPUSA Faith a program that is a little bit more covert, being able to go into the darkest portions spiritually within our country, covertly, spread the gospel in those neighborhoods for those people who need to hear the gospel, and do it in a way where you don't need the branding, you don't need the credit, but you're doing God's work. and you are mixing and shaking up that culture in a way they would have never expected, but that's good.
What is the darkest? What is she talking about? What does that mean? Covertly in the darkest areas of the neighborhoods? Like, what in the is that? What does that mean? Look how like demonic this woman looks. Like, honestly, look at that. Look at this. She literally wants to take over the world. She's like 12,000 churches. We got 12,000 churches, and we've got like 42,000 chapters, and we've got 50 million people, and we've got all these things. It's all ours. It's creepy. It's so creepy. Yeah, does she mean the ghetto? Is that what she means? Like, is that what she's talking about? Like, what? Yeah, exactly. So confused. It's so confusing. She's so weird. Oh my god, look how sick she is. Oh my god. Ugh, it makes me sick.
Go where you can have the conversation. That's what Charlie would do, no matter how uncomfortable. Even if you only agree on 5%, that's better than 0. So if you have a chance, find the churches in your area that are a part of the TPUSA Faith Network, because those pastors and those congregants can come to your chapter, can lead Bible study, can pour into the young men.
Oh god.
It's special. We have a huge network. For those of you who are graduating high school, we have something called Prep Year. Prep Year is great. Prep Year falls under...
I'm sorry, this bitch looks like a cult leader to me in that outfit, the way she's walking around, the way she's talking. This is weird. We've taken over all these areas. We've got all these churches. If you are graduating, go to a church. Go to a Turning Point. It's culty. It's weird. Like, this was not what Turning Point USA was about. Like, Turning Point USA faith, she brought to Turning Point USA. She brought that. It wasn't all about that. She's making this all about faith now, and her weird pastors that all have terrible, weird pasts, or a lot of them allegedly have terrible pasts, and it's all weird. It's so creepy.
Turning Point education. Again, these micro programs and programs could be organizations in themselves. Prep Year, we had our first one this year, and I was blessed to be able to speak to those students and to engage with them. They're incredible. The thing that's so special about Prep Year is that it embodies my husband in a way where he took a large gap year, let's just say that. He took a 13-year gap year, and that's resulted in all of you being here. But what's so great about Prep Year, and I could see even college seniors graduate going there. If you want to go to get your master's or anything further and you kind of just want a miniature break, it's 9 months, and you get poured into by industry leaders, thought leaders, people from the admin, all different types of individuals come and talk.
So wait, she's now encouraging these kids to take a break from college to go get poured into? Oh my god, by her Turning Point people? Is that what I'm hearing right now? Oh Lord. You know what, parents? Please talk to your children. Please make sure that they are not being brainwashed by this weirdness. This is creepy. Yeah, take a gap year. Take a gap year. Yeah, prep year. Yeah, very scary. Take a prep year to go get allegedly, in my opinion, brainwashed by these Turning Point USA freaks. Okay? Freaks. This is so weird. If you're letting your kids do this, you're sick. Okay? You're sick. Because parents, you're the guidance for your children, not this bitch. Okay? In no way, shape, or form should any child be guided by this wackadoo, in my opinion. Look at her. And you know what? It's funny that now she has, what did she say? We have programs inside of programs that could be considered programs themselves. They could be considered this and that themselves. Like, you know what that sounds like to me? You know what this, like, in my brain sounds like? It sounds like a cult, and it sounds like money. ways to move money into certain things, and money for this and money for that and money for that, and asking for more money and getting more money from the public because you need all this money for all these other micro programs, she's calling them, and micro this and micro that. And just take a gap year, just take a prep year, just take a year off, just take some time off and let these people pour into you. Let them pour into you. Man, I really hope that Charlie Kirk's influence was strong enough that more and more people start to see through this crap. I really do. And I feel like, you know, if you, I never followed Charlie Kirk until this whole thing happened. He was unalived. And now that I've like studied some of the things that he said and watched some of the speeches that he's made and learned about what he believed in and what he kind of saw for the future and things like that, this is not it. Like, this is not it. And I didn't follow him. You know what I mean? And so to me, it's like, if you did follow him and you're still looking at this one here and you're going, this is the new Charlie Kirk, like, bro, you didn't really like Charlie Kirk then, I guess, because that's creepy. This sounds creepy. Like, this sounds creepy. Just listening to it sounds creepy. It doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? Oh, well, thank you for hanging out, Cheesy. I appreciate it. It's just, this whole thing's like, just, I don't know. I don't like it. It's giving really crazy vibes, dude. Really, really crazy vibes.
And it's amazing. It's a phenomenal program. It gives you a second to just take a beat.
So
when you are done, you either A, know what you're actually going to study when you get to college, or B, you don't go to college because you were able to connect with a mentor or an individual who is hiring in the field that you wanted to be in.
Oh my
It gives you that beat, which I think is very important, and also gives you a reflective period of being able to pray to God to see, is this the path that you have for me? Is this your will? And it just gives you that minute. And those individuals that are a part of Prep Year, we have one in Texas. We're opening up our second one in Chicago. Again, building. We're not stopping. The noise of the internet is the noise of the internet. But you know what we do? We don't stay in our basement. We get out and fight and we build.
We don't stay in our basement. Is that a little dig on Candace, I guess, huh? We don't stay in our basement. We get out and build. Bitch, you get out and beg for money from other people, and then you make new programs and you pay people to like indoctrinate people into your new cults. Okay. In my opinion, allegedly. Okay. Yeah. This doesn't sound like anything good's going to come out of this, honestly. And in a world where this bitch is taking over the United States of America with all her creepy pastors and all her creepy programs, and now her prep year where you can go and get poured into by different individuals and then either, you know, figure out what you want to do in college. Like, you know, a lot of people don't know right away. So you're going to go get poured into by a bunch of weirdos and then decide, or you might just drop out altogether and just get hired by, you know, some of these people that are looking for somebody just like you. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I really never heard of these great big corporations wanting to hire college dropouts, but I guess it's a new thing. It's a new turning point thing. They're looking for a bunch of college dropouts so they can hire them. Okay, girl. That sounds totally normal.
Something also new that we have under our program RISE, which is our minority outreach program, is called communities. Post 9/10, as you can imagine, and as you have felt, and as some of you are a result of, we have had a massive influx of individuals saying, I have no idea how to help, but I want to help, and I'm not in high school, and I'm not in college. You have to understand that when Charlie built Turning Point USA, he did it with a mindset and the vision of having Turning Point USA be something that will be able to have you holistically part of the organization your entire life. So for Turning Point Education, we have something for the little ones from 0 to whatever number. And then we have high school, and then we have college. We always have TPUSA Faith. But communities is something where in your community, it's almost like a community chapter. Again, another new program that we've implemented. The best thing about a community chapter is that the high school and college chapters can also be a part of it. But what's interesting is within communities, you have 4 different programs. You have RISE, again, the minority outreach. You have young professionals, which is important. You have heroes, which is our veterans, our first responders. And then you have families. So it encompasses all of that. What's
this bitch, evidently, right? It seems as though they couldn't get enough people for the college, right? Charlie was just did like college tours and he would speak to people and whatever. And she comes on and she decides not only college, but now we're going to do high schools. Now we've got like pre-high school to like the 0 to what did she say? Like whatever your high school age, 0 to high school age. And now even people who aren't in college anymore, even if you're older, you can join new Turning Point USA chapters. So now I guess there's like a whole thing for everybody. There's something for everyone. Something for everyone, even if you're older, even if you're a minority, even if you're under 10, even if you're over 50, it's for everyone. They have a program for everybody. That's what it is. They couldn't get enough college students to follow them, so they had to start going younger. And then, parents were like, you're not getting our kids. So they're like, okay, we'll go even younger than that and try to get the young parents. And then like, okay, we'll even go even older and try to get the older people who still believe in Turning Point. They just need anybody at this point. They want anybody. So they created a program for every single type of person there is out there who could possibly join. No age, no education level, no specificity, nothing. Anybody can join one of these different programs. So that was what God has given to her, right? She said God told them a whole bunch of new programs that they were going to be able to do. And this, I guess, is it. I guess this is it, right? There's a program for anybody, no matter your age, your race, your, height, your weight, whatever you are. There's a program for you at Turning Point USA. Just join today. Just join today. Doesn't even matter. She wasn't lying when she said she's building. She's going to take anybody she can get. And sadly, there's a lot of people who join this type of stuff. Like we all heard this whole Scientology thing. This is like the new Scientology, in my opinion. Turning Point USA is the new Scientology, just with a different name. It seems like it's, a movement, a cult. I'm calling it the ERIKULT. The ERIKULT. This is the new Scientology. This is the ERIKULT. This is wild. And she literally just left the preliminary hearing for Tyler Robinson and came out here because she had to spread this message. She wanted this to get on TV. She wanted everybody to be talking about this. And here we are. We're talking about it. The ERIKULT. Just anybody. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just want to belong. And this will be where they go. This will be where they go because they just want to feel like they belong. And 10, 20 years from now, we're going to hear about all kind of people who had such a problem getting out of the ERIKULT. They were stuck for years. It's going to be the same thing. Scientology all revisited. This is such a shame. And I don't think Charlie would have been down for any of this. I mean, obviously he wasn't, or he would have did it himself. Like she said, this isn't new. Charlie's been going for 14 years. If he wanted this shit to happen, he would have made it happen. He had plenty. And you know what? What's funny? Didn't we hear a rumor that BB offered to take Turning Point to the next level? This sounds like next level shit right here. This sounds like next level shit where they have pretty much a spot for anybody of any age group, anywhere, anytime, whatever your walk of life. Turning Point has a place for you. This really does sound like next level crazy. And this is just really ringing to me. This sounds like next level. This feels like next level. And sounds like this is what Charlie decided to turn down. Sounds like some Charlie would have turned down. Like Charlie would have been like, nah, we're not doing that. Because if they wanted to do it, if Charlie wanted this to happen, do you think Charlie wouldn't have done it himself in the 13, 14 years he had this organization going? No, he didn't want that, or he would have made it happen. This is sick, dude. There it is. There's the next level for you. We all wondered what it was. I have a feeling this was it. I mean, they had to have startup money for this next level bullshit, right? I'm sure. Just unreal, man. Unreal.
Special is that when you graduate or when you leave, you can still always be a part of the Turning Point USA family.
See?
Whether you're a part of our programs, whether we hire you,
Always.
whether we help you get a job with the admin or whatever else. Touching on the admin before I go to something else, real quick. I know it's not easy.
Oh, man.
I get it. Trust me. I get it. But we fought so hard to get this admin in office. And Charlie would often say, regardless of how you feel of the person at the top of the ticket, you are voting for the rest of the ticket. You're voting for the rest of the admin and the rest of the cabinet. So I say that because, God willing, if we win in 28, great. That's a blessing. But if we don't, we have 2 years left. That's it. Politics will be slightly boring, boring once POTUS is out. There will be a whole new set of circumstances that come in. But while we have it, no matter how messy it might be, we have it. So please try to take advantage of that.
Yeah, you know what? It seems like this woman perhaps is scrambling to take advantage of POTUS being in office, because should there happen to be an entire new regime change, right? Somebody might decide to open up the Charlie Kirk unaliving again. Somebody might decide to open up the case. Somebody might decide to replace some of the people that are in charge right now and, you know, really start looking into things. Even if it's not in the next little bit, guys, eventually there will be somebody in office, a whole new, you know, a whole new crew that comes in. And somewhere, someday, someone is going to go, we need to reopen this Charlie Kirk case because something ain't sitting right here. Something doesn't feel right. I watched this whole thing unfold and I didn't like it. Didn't like it when it was happening. And now that I'm in charge, we're going to take a closer look. We're going to reopen the whole thing and we're going to, you know, see what really happened. So their time's like ticking away. I said this before. Their time is ticking away because, you know, sooner or later, there's going to be a change. And this is why they're fighting so damn hard to control who goes into office next, to get people to vote for who comes into office next. They need it to be somebody, you know, someone their team. They're hoping that they can get, you know, the next president join Turning Point USA before he becomes president. They're like, we can get you in, we can get you jobs. They're looking for someone that they can put into office that they can completely and totally control someday. Because, hey, if you just happen to be a politician of age and you decide to join Turning Point USA, and you're one of them, they just want to literally keep putting people into office to make sure that, you know, yeah, times change. Exactly. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. This is so wild to me. It's like, I'm kind of like in shock. I didn't realize this was going this deep and that she would have this big of a plan. I really didn't. This is kind of scary. And look how happy she is talking about it. She's like, man, take advantage of the time you've got right now. She's hoping she can build this bigger before their time runs out, before they shrivel up into nothing because people can't stand them. They've opened the doors to literally anybody now. First, it was just, you know, the future, right? The younger kids that were going to be coming up and actually be the future. That's at least what Charlie's vision was. But now she's like, no, dude, we want everybody, anyone who will come in, anyone who will join us.
And look at opportunities more so than obstacles.
Man.
Because it will always be tough out there. It will always be a fight. Nothing's ever perfect. Great. That's life. But as you go through life and you're saying nothing's perfect, blah, 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 I hope that you find these conferences and these events a place for you to come to realize how good we actually have it. I will say one more thing before we get into something of a program that I'm really excited about to share with you. That's very,
God,
very
what do
close
you
to my
mean?
heart.
You're not even there yet? Bitch, what are you even doing up here? Get to the point. I guess she just wanted to make sure everybody heard about her new programs. Like, let's go, move along.
First and foremost, for those of you who have been asking me about having more, I'll just do more overarching. What is the vision for Turning Point USA? Aside from the elephant in the room about my husband, our mission is the same, especially when it comes to traditional American values and what we stand for. But more so now than ever, I want to make sure that you guys are well equipped to be able to debate and have conversations on campus. There will be some of you who are going to be amazing to have you sit underneath that tent in the quad and take on every single question in a very respectful manner and to be able to change people's minds and to impact their hearts. There will be some of you in this room. And you guys will be the ones that are speaking to your own generation. That is way more important than throwing some man on campus that has no connection to you guys. You want to hear from your peers. I know that. I see that, and I see the need for it.
Wait, is she literally talking about Charlie? That's way better than throwing some man on campus that's not one of your peers. Does she mean like, did she just say that? Did she just say what I think she said? Is that what she meant? Like some man on campus? Like, I'm hoping she meant this Andrew guy, but I have a feeling she means like she wants to have the students debate for Turning Point USA instead of like some man like how Charlie did it. That's what it sounded like to me. That was a little dig, I think. Wow, dude. That's your own man. You're talking about how great he was. Now you're saying some man? What?
I want you guys to know that we have resources at our disposal to help you to do that, to get you equipped to be on campus to do those things. If there are speakers that you know of that you want to hear from, please tell us. Not everyone is meant to be under the tent. There are some people that are great for being able to just go to a chapter meeting. Everyone serves their role and purpose in all of this. So I want you guys to know that debate, dialogue, civil discourse, those are going to continue more than ever among all the other things that we have going on.
With Andrew Wilson as the teacher? Like what is she on that she thinks that's civil discourse? What we saw. That was anything but civil discourse. Let me tell you something. I could stand up there and scream in that dude's face even louder than he was screaming in that other lady's face. I could scream all kind of obscenities because I'm a real bitch. And I have a whole big list of rude things I could say and scream in that guy's face. So is that considered debating? Hell no. So what is she talking about? That's the guy she's going to teach these kids how to debate? That's sick. Like, that's just totally sick to me that she would even consider that dude as somebody who should teach these kids how to debate. That was not a debate. That wasn't a debate that I watched. That was him screaming. That was actually him being weak because he showed that got to him and that bothered him, what that woman said. That was him twisting somebody's words around and then screaming obscenities in her face and tearing her down. And then he said he was better than her, like all this stuff. Like, that's not debating. That is uneducated filth. I could do that. I could do that all day. And she's got this guy going to show these kids, these young kids, how to debate. That's her examples there. That's her example for them. I'm telling you, this shit's turning into like a shit show. Like, Turning Point USA is turning into like a turd in the toilet. Literally, it just needs flushed and out of here because it's so disgusting anymore. And now they're like, just, oh God, they're so pathetic. This is pathetic. Allegedly, in my opinion, this is pathetic.
The ethos of this organization will always remain the same, always. And what my husband built, we will not step away from, we will not distort, we will not try to rewrite.
Other than all of the stepping away that you've done, all of the rewriting and distorting that you've already done. Is that what you mean? Other than all that? Because literally you just talked about all this new stuff that you've implemented that has absolutely distorted and stepped away from all of the things that Charlie ever talked about, believed, all that. So her just saying this, she literally thinks that like people are going to be like, oh, that's not them rewriting everything. No, bitch, you literally just rewrote everything and told us the new script and how you were going to make things like what? And just because she's saying this, now we're supposed to believe that she's, dude, allegedly this bitch is whacked. She is whacked. No wonder people make fun of her. She just needs to literally just go home. Just go home and collect your millions of dollars. I really think she gets off on people clapping for her and cheering for her. And that's why she keeps doing this shit. Honestly. Why else do you need to come out here and do this whole spectacle? Like, it's weird. And the things that she says don't match up with her actions. This doesn't match up with any of the actions. Just because you said you're not distorting things doesn't mean you didn't just explain to us how very much so you distorted everything.
If it's not broken, you don't go and try and fix it. ever.
Okay.
So that's why even at AmFest, you'll see some new speakers. You'll also see something in real time that I think is really important.
It's like, if it's not broke, you don't fix it. That's why we're bringing in a whole bunch of new people and you're not going to recognize anything. Like, do you hear yourself? Do you honestly just hear what you just said? Oh my God. Like, wow. Just wow.
To Cypher's point, we are not a think tank.
No
We never will be.
shit.
There's plenty
No
of those.
shit, girl.
Anyone can write white papers and publish them. Great.
No shit.
What I want AmFest to be is filled with debate, right on right, left on right, to be able to go to AmFest and say, what is this movement, and come out with an answer. To be able to, in real time, see the white paper, go through the Turning Point USA machine, and come out at the end, and for you guys to be able to make your educated decision on where you stand on issues, and not have to regurgitate talking points that you hear from people from their podcasts that are too afraid to have those debates because they don't actually know what they believe. They just regurgitate the points that they think sound good so that their audience stays strong.
Wait, is she talking about herself here? Is that what she's talking about? Is that what she's talking about, guys? Oh, girl, I need a new barf bag too. You know what? I should open a merch store and I should get us barf bags that say, let's say, no ERIKULT on them. I already have the t-shirt. I'm going to get us barf bags, Cindy. That's a genius idea. We do need some barf bags when we're dealing with this. Garrison Project, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. She said, awesome. Setting up retreats for young people away from home. Emphasis on big property to do things like get tents where no one can hear you. Oh yeah, to get to where no one can hear you. They make me sick. Yeah. Agreed. We need new barf bags, and now we're talking about this kind of stuff. Like, it's absolutely insane. Let's take a moment to just look at some kittens, okay? And some puppies, because I need a break from this horrible bitch. I really do. I think she's turned totally wackadoo. I think she's lost her mind. Allegedly, I think she's lost her damn mind. She showed Duper's delight immediately when sitting in the office of Charlie and her and Andy. Andy hit that. I don't put it past her. I really don't. I mean, I think she only has, what is this? This is on 31 and she ends it at, oh no, oh God, look at this. There's even more. Oh my gosh, what is this? Did she show a video and shit? What is this? Oh my God, something's gonna happen soon. I think we might have to watch this next part, like in a part 2, or should we keep going? This goes like 15 more minutes, and it's just absolutely sickening. It's just sickening. Let me see if I can't. I'm gonna let this play for a minute, and while I look for this this TikTok from Andrew Colvett. Oh, you know what? I saved it in my I saved it in Grok. Okay, I'm gonna let this play for a second while I pull this up, but you guys have to see this because we're gonna take a break and look at that real quick, and then we might come back to this. But let's just keep listening to this wackadoo.
So AmFest will be fun. If you think of a very uncomfortable Thanksgiving dinner, put that on steroids. It'll be interesting, a little spicy. That's good though. That's good because it challenges your
She's like,
thinking.
AmFest is going to be totally disgusting and everybody's going to be so horrible. So I just can't wait. I just can't wait for demons to take over AmFest. My Charlie's AmFest. I can't wait for more demons to take it over.
But this next program that's new, again, all the stuff that I've mentioned is all new from 9/10. So when people ask you, what is Turning Point even doing? A lot. And we have not stopped. This new initiative, if you want to call it that, has been something that Charlie and I have talked about for years.
And it's so, they've talked about this, guys, for years and years and years, even though Charlie like never decided to do it. But like now that he's dead, she can do whatever she wants, and she's going to pretend like Charlie wanted this all along. Just say that Charlie's gone and you're running shit, and this is how you're going to run it. Because I like, honestly, guys, honest to goodness, it wouldn't matter if this was me and that was my husband, and this was like all like mine and my husband's, and he passed away. Maybe the trauma of his death got me to change the way I look at things, right? Maybe I don't look at marriage the same anymore. Maybe I don't look at things the same. Maybe I loved my husband to death, but didn't agree with him on certain things. And maybe I just agreed with him while he was here to make him happy, right? We do that, right? We agree with our husband on things and let him, you know, do what he wants and whatever. And we let them be happy, right? We let them be happy. Sometimes we just, yes, honey, that's awesome. Do you, whatever. But if my husband died and people were like, hey girl, you should take over his company. You should take over and not only inherit all these millions of dollars, but like take over this $1 million company. I'd be like, you know what? I think I will. I think I will. My husband built that. It was my husband. I think I will take it over. And then I'd get there and be like, you know what? Maybe I want to change some shit. I mean, granted, I'd take time off though to make sure my children were okay, right? And make sure I was okay. After I was done being comatose, I would definitely take over. But I would come out and be like, guess what, guys? Loved him to death, but he's gone. He's not here to do things how he wanted to do them. So I'm going to do things how I want to do it. And I'm going to change a bunch of stuff because this is what I want now. It doesn't mean you loved him any less. It doesn't mean that, you know, you didn't support his mission while he was alive. Obviously you did. Obviously she supported his mission while he was alive because she did everything he told her to do and she did everything he wanted her to do, etc. But I'm so sick to death of hearing her come out here and say, this is what Charlie wanted. This is what Charlie wanted. We're not going to pollute and do this and do that to his image and his name. And we're not going to this and that. Meanwhile, that's what they're doing. Just say you're doing things different and just like, so what? It's yours now. Do what you want. Quit bringing this back to Charlie. It's insulting to him, to be honest. It's insulting to him and it's insulting to the people, millions of people who loved him, right? To try to gaslight you all and be like, hey guys, even though Charlie said this, that's not actually what he meant. And when he said behind closed doors was totally different. You're just insulting him. You're making him look like a fool. Even Andrew Coolvet out here talking about how Charlie and Candace weren't friends and how, you know, every time Charlie got done talking to Candace, he would go, Andrew, do you believe what an asshole Candace is? I can't take her. I can't stand. Like, you're making Charlie out to be a two-faced liar, a full weak, because he was terrified of Candace Owens. Like, you guys are polluting Charlie's name and making him look like a jackass. So just come out and say, I'm doing shit different. Charlie probably wouldn't have liked this. But you know what? Charlie loved me, and he would have supported what I wanted to do because he's gone. And he would have said, do things how you want to now, babe, because I'm not here anymore. But this whole gaslighting thing and this is what Charlie would have wanted thing is so old and so pathetic and so ridiculous, and it's insulting. It's truly insulting, not only to Charlie, but to her, to their children, to Charlie's family, his parents, his children, like, you know, his sister, I mean, to all the millions of people who followed Charlie and, you know, like were brought up on what Charlie said and did and kind of, you know, allowed him to influence their lives into them being this type of person that they are. And just, it's insulting to everyone around. And it's just so pathetic. And it's just so, it's exhausting. And if she had any lady balls, okay, like she wants to come out here and pretend like she's this big ass, badass boss bitch, she would have said all that. She would have been confident enough to come out and knew that people, you know, whether they liked it or not, we're going to have to respect it because it's hers now. It's just the whole thing is like exhausting. Painful Truth, thank you for the super sticker so very much. And Garrison, thank you for the $2 super chat. Remember a retreat for Yeah, Rapha's kids that Candace spoke about. Yep. Yep. Sounds like there's going to be all kind of new retreats and places for, you know, people to go who don't feel like they're a part of anything. You have a home with us, you know, like somebody really needs to actually make up like that Z to the hill, Z Cohen Sanchez, is that her name? She needs to really step it up over there and start really creating a bigger organization to counter Turning Point USA. And I am not a Democrat by any means, you know, none of that. But if that's the only organization out here that's countering them, they need to step it up because this is getting crazy. This is getting to be like next level, like cuckoo, cuckoo, big time. It's terrifying. Yeah, the pajamas are cracking me up, you know, the whole thing. And pretty soon we're about to see a background of a panther. Remember there was a lion? Now it's a panther. It's a black panther. So I think she's like dressed like the panther. I think she thinks she's a badass panther. She's like, I'm gonna come out and be panther. I'm a panther. I'm a panther. I think that's what's up. I think it's coming. Just wait.
I asked him many times when it would happen. He would always say soon. He would always say soon. And now more than ever, I know that it's something that we need.
It is. What is it, girl?
Because
What is it, girl?
all of you young men in here, I need you to be strong.
Oh,
I need
she's going after the young men. I'm surprised she didn't unbutton a couple buttons on her blouse. All you young men out here, I need you to be strong, girl.
you. I need you to be the hands and the feet in a way that inspires other generations of young men to wake up, to get off video games, to get off.
And join our cult today for just a simple donation of $399.99.
To pour into your community, to pour into your family, and to be the man that God has created you to be. And so,
Oh, girl, how much do you want to bet she's going to make a TPUSA video game next? Because she's going to want those people that are video gamers. Because they're still not going to grow, right? My prediction is this. Even though they're like begging anybody to come out and anybody to be in Turning Point USA, it probably still won't grow as big as she wants. And I guarantee you they're probably going to make some type of like Turning Point USA video game. It'll be like something like create your own chapter. Like some video, you know, they have that, like that farming one where you can like make crops and shit. She's gonna make a Turning Point USA chapter video game where you can like create your own chapters. Like I can just see it now. She'll have a Discord server, Turning Point USA Discord server, and all kind of shit. I can see it. Why do I see this in the future? I can just picture it.
so this next program
Oh, good, another
has
program.
been something that I am making sure honors my husband and provides all of you a way to be well equipped to be that man in your own community and your sphere of influence. So I'm proud to announce that this fall and this summer, we will be having our Men's Leadership Summit. You're welcome.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Look at her face. She's like, I got all the boys. I got all the boys. Look at that tongue sticking out. She did that when she was looking at Charlie and wanted to eat him in that video. Remember that video I showed you guys where she was looking at him like he was a snack? That tongue out right there, that's the same look. Look at her. She does it every time she's talking to the young boys. It's freaky as hell. Freaky as hell. I bet you I have that. I bet you I have that. Let me look that shit up. I bet you any money I have that friggin' thing because I kept it in my I bet you I have the same picture. I can find it. I think I have it under Erika Kirk. Let's see. Erika Kirk, the Predator. That's what I put it under. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. 1 second. Uh-huh. Here it is, guys. Are you ready? Here it comes. Did you see it come out? And little, like the little tongue dip out? There it is. Look at her. There it is. Look at that. Right there. It's the same one right here. What did I tell you guys? Bro. Oh my God. Is that wild? Is that wild? Oh my God. Mikey is pouring his heart out to another female? No. Oh my goodness. Yeah, here it is, bro. Same look. Every time she talks about the young boy she's gonna gather. Every time she tries to gather up a young man, this is what she does, evidently. Allegedly. Looks like to me. Creepy ass bitch. Creepy ass bitch, allegedly. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Erika Kirk announced or highlighted several new expanded programs in her speech at Turning Point USA's chapter leadership summit. She emphasized ongoing growth and initiatives launched or advanced since Charlie's unaliving, framing them as building on his vision while turning grief into purpose. She didn't give a strict numbered list, but did discuss around 5 to 6 key new or recently launched efforts, some building on existing ones like TPUSA Faith or Rise. Here are the main ones, right? We got Make Heaven Crowded. We've got covert gospel outreach within TPUSA Faith, which is a lower profile initiative to spread the gospel in spiritually challenging or dark neighborhoods / areas without heavy TPUSA branding. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, that's what she meant by dark. That's what she meant by dark. It's ones that aren't heavily branded by TPUSA. Those are the ones she's calling dark. Those are the dark ones. Okay. So she's speaking of like not lit up on her map, or people that are demons because they're not part of TPUSA, right? They're dark. Okay. She's got Prep Year, a 9-month gap year style program for high school grads or others involving mentorship from industry thought leaders, reflection and career guidance. First cohort completed, second location opening in Chicago. They already have one in Texas. It aims to help participants discern paths, gain skills, or connect with opportunities before instead of immediate college. Good God. Communities under the Rise Minority Outreach Program, which is a new community chapter model for adults beyond high school and college, postgrads, etc., allowing lifelong involvement in Turning Point USA. Oh my God, I got to do a video on just this. Now the Men's Leadership Summit, right? A new and intentional program for young men. She also noted expansions like the TPUSA Faith Church Network reaching 12,000 churches and strong. Unreal, guys. Just unreal. And let me screenshot this little face here and this one here one last time to show comparison, because obviously there's a comparison there. Okay. So nice, lifelong involvement, right? Till you have no life. Exactly. Because this is like, she makes them, they feel like they belong, and they'll probably, definitely do lots of things for Turning Point USA that, they would normally have to pay somebody to do. This way you get all kind of free labor, right? Because they're just doing this for the movement, doing this for the program, doing this as part of their new thing, right? Money saving and, gaining in numbers as well. Very well. Very well. Yeah. Yes, everything here on the channel is in our opinions and allegedly for sure. We don't know anything for sure. We're just, I don't know Erika Kirk personally, so I don't know what she thinks or feels or whatever. I'm just saying what it looks like to me, okay? In my opinion. And you guys in chat, same thing. So yeah, we've got the Men's Leadership Summit now. Exciting stuff. Let's hear a little bit more.
Go ahead and put the graphic up. So let me tell you about this.
Oh, there's the lion.
Trust me, we went through a lot of it. I was like, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. Perfect. I'm very big on design.
Oh, she's big on design.
So hear me out. This will not be young men, all of you, sitting in chairs with the fire sparklers and the EDM music. That's not this, okay? Young men are not meant to sit in chairs for 10 hours hearing from people pour into them. That's not how this is going to work. This is very different from our other programs, and this is intentional because I have a son, and it's creating this with him and Charlie in mind. Let me explain this to you. When you come to this event, you will be, it's very exclusive, very intense.
It's not exclusive, bitch. Please quit lying, okay? If you have a penis and a set of balls, you can go to this. Trust me. Trust me. I guarantee it's not exclusive. Please. Please. Yeah, it makes me nervous too, Felicia. This whole thing is creepy as hell. This is creepy, okay? This is next level. I'm glad I took the time to watch this with you guys because we found out tons of new information, and this is creepy as hell.
We are not releasing a speaker list. You will know who the speakers are, but we're not making it public. And that's intentional because there are certain people who want to pour into you in various industries who you would be shocked and surprised to have pour into you.
That is unnerving, to say the least, okay? So these young men or any men at all just show up, and who the hell knows? Who the hell knows who's going to be telling them shit and what they're going to be saying?
And it gives them the opportunity to do that and still fly under the radar because like Charlie would say, there are certain people that are meant to be fighters and there are certain people that are meant to support the fighters.
No. Charlie would say, stand up and be 10 toes down on your business and don't hide behind, Oh my God, that's so pathetic. That's so pathetic. Do you believe she twists everything? This is so pathetic. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Real men don't need to be anonymous. Real men don't need to hide their intentions. Real men don't need to be, to be announced. Okay. Real men will come out and say, that's right. It's me. And what? That's what a real man would do. Okay. So God only knows. Probably Ben Shapiro and his buddies, right?
And sometimes those people are behind the scenes, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, everyone serves their purpose. But with Invictus, what we're trying to make sure that you guys have is the opportunity to be able to let that shield down. Wow, you guys will be going to a retreat center. Allegedly. When I say that, I mean you will be in the outdoors.
Oh, fuck, a retreat center. Dude, she's starting to... Oh, my God. Bro. And so it begins. She's going to gather up a whole bunch of young men, bring them to a retreat center. This is fucking cult shit right here, guys. Allegedly, in my opinion, this is cult-like shit here. This is insane. This is crazy. I'm in shock. And I didn't think anything else this bitch could do could shock me. And I'm going to tell you what. Yeah, exactly. A brainwash camp. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, children, a brainwash camp, retooling. Yeah. Did you see how sick she got? She's like, you wouldn't believe who would want to be part of this. You wouldn't believe it. Bitch. This makes me sick. And yeah, what mother would allow their kids to do anything like this? What woman would allow their man? You know who she's going to get? She's going to get people that are, rejects, who don't have family, who don't have friends, who don't have anybody in their life. She's so extremely excited. This is creepy as hell. 100%. 100%. terrifying. Terrifying. Somebody actually really needs to create the Anti-Turning Point USA. That's actually a Christian organization that actually has Christian values, that actually has real men, that actually doesn't brainwash people, that actually doesn't ask people for their money, that actually doesn't do any of this whacked out shit. Okay. Somebody needs to create something to counter this psychotic organization. Truly, truly. I'm just floored by this.
Be in California.
Yeah, notice there's a picture of like, is that a lion or a tiger or some shit out there, or like the panther or something? She's like, you'll be out in the wilderness and we're just gonna let loose a whole bunch of lions, and if you don't survive, she's like, if you don't get eaten, you get to the next level.
So again, you'll be poured into in the morning, afternoon,
fuck.
evening, briefly, not super heavy. But then you guys can go out and you guys can do archery. You guys can go swim. You guys can canoe. Whatever you want.
It's a grown-up Boy Scout camp for brainwashing, it sounds like to me, allegedly.
Huge property. So you guys will have access to that.
Christ.
College men, October. High school men, summer. Again, it's going to be an incredible time. I want you guys to roll the video so that they can see
God.
what we're aiming at here for intentionality.
Liberty is not man's idea. It is God's idea. We are in a spiritual war, everybody, that is beyond just the material that we are seeing. Young boys and young men are looking for something to connect to that gives them purpose, that says it's okay to be a man. We believe in strong, alpha, godly, high T, high-achieving, confident, well-armed, and disruptive men are the hope, not the problem, in America. And at Turning Point USA, not only do we celebrate masculinity, we believe that masculinity is the answer to so many of our problems in this country. The stakes are high. We have only begun to fight.
Again, we build in pain and grief, and that's what we'll continue to do. And so for those of you who want to come in October, please make sure you sign up. You'll figure out how. The logistics someone else can handle, but you'll figure out how. But
For those of you that want to come, you'll figure out how. Okay, bitch. Someone else will figure out the logistics. She's so petty. I can't with this shit. Oh my gosh. Like, what in the absolute fuck is this? Seriously. Yeah, using Charlie's voice. Yep. Using Charlie's voice. I wonder if he ever even said that stuff. Just so psychotic. I just can't.
in closing, I just want to encourage you how important your choices are. People will say, how do you do it?
Okay.
The only answer I will ever have is by the grace of God. That's just it. But more so than that,
I can't.
when I was your age, I made sure that the choices that I was making, it's almost like a muscle, if you will.
This bitch is going to talk about when she was their age, the choices she is making. Girl, we're not talking about your vag muscle. What are you saying to these kids? You need to just chill on out, girl. We're not here to discuss your vagina muscles. Move along, you wackadoo. What in the world? We do not want to know what you were doing when you were these kids' age. Not at all. Because it's nothing like what you're about to say. Okay, just like you didn't date anybody before Charlie Kirk for the last 5 years. Like, bitch, oh my God.
The more you use it, the more you can rely upon it. When you're
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Her vagina muscle, right? The more you use it, the more you can rely upon it when you want to find and get with somebody like Charlie Kirk. And then if he mysteriously passes away, through gizmosis, you will inherit all of his traits and all of his money and all of his stuff. And it's all thanks to your vagina. Okay? So make sure you use it when you're your age. Make sure you use it because it's really going to help you in the future, ladies. It's going to help you in the future a lot. A lot.
Making those choices. I don't know if you guys are athletes. I played basketball in high school and college. And what you learn and what I love about sports is the discipline. Lazy people attract lazy people. Driven and motivated people attract driven and motivated people. So every day you have a choice. Just like that man that was in the courtroom who murdered my husband.
But girl, so wait, you forgave him. It's all good. You forgave him, right? And once again, the man that was in the courtroom that murdered her husband. I'm sorry. When did we see any evidence of that, bitch? Okay. When did we see a single piece of evidence that showed that? Please do elaborate, girl. What evidence did we see? Because I didn't see a goddamn thing.
Every choice that you make, I've said this before, leaves a mark on your soul.
No shit, girl. We heard you say this a million times. We know what you're about to say.
So when you wake up in the morning, after you just had your table flipped, the chapter leader from Belmont told me the most horrifying thing that people do in front of her table. When that happens to you, you have a choice. Do you wake up the next day and go table again? You do. You do.
When she refers to table, she's talking about when you go out and you try to get people to, when Charlie would table, that was him basically calling people up and saying, you know what, whoever disagrees with me, come to the front of the line and we'll talk about, you know, how you live your life, your beliefs, all that stuff, right? He wasn't talking about Jesus and how the Lord did this and how God did that and this, and that, and the next. He was talking about like political beliefs, how people live their lives, you know, how to be, he might have been talking about like how to be a good Christian and things like that, but he didn't preach to people. And he wasn't talking about tabling all the time. This tabling just seems to me like she wants people to get up the next day and recruit more people is what it feels like. It doesn't feel the same as when Charlie did it. It didn't feel like Charlie was trying to recruit people, in my opinion. And maybe he was, but it never felt like it, right? It never felt like it. When he would speak to people, it did not feel like that. When she talks about it, it feels like that's what she means. It's like, what are you, get up the next day and you go table again? Like, what?
You also have the choice of making sure that every possible chance you have, you reflect the gospel. And so
she is using these poor kids' belief in God against them, in my opinion, allegedly, because I don't believe she's a Christian. I just don't believe it. In my opinion, I do not believe she is. Christians don't talk this much about being Christian. Christians don't tell you they're Christian 5,000 times in one sentence, in one speech. They don't talk about demons every 5 minutes. It's just weird.
when you're on campus, people will watch your actions way more than your words. So whatever's happening, before you even set up your table, just ask God to put the armor of God around you and to protect everything in your sphere. Put a hedge of protection around yourself, your brain.
I really do pray for that for these kids. Like, in all honesty, I do pray that they do put the armor of God around them. I truly pray for that, because this is terrible. This is truly terrible. And they do need the armor of God. Truly. They do. Like, if we take anything from this, pray for these kids. Pray for all these people that are being, sucked into this, because this is just something else.
Don't put the pressure on yourself to carry a revival. You are a seed planter. Everyone serves a purpose, but when they come up to your table, plant the seed. Be warm and engaging.
See?
If you don't want to say big gov sucks, that's fine. Say, I love small government. There's different ways of making things sound optimistic. And that's what I want people.
See what I'm saying? She's literally telling them her whole manipulative plan, her whole manipulation. There's different ways of saying certain things.
People to understand about Turning Point USA. What you are a part of is something that is a solution. It's not creating more problems. You guys are the solution to a lot of things in this country, and your voice carries so much weight. So when someone says, why are you a part of Turning Point? I want you to put your shoulders back and stand very tall and say, because yes, okay, this is Charlie's legacy, but it's also mine. And millions of people are watching you, millions. And every day when you make the choice to fight, again, not just for my husband, but for yourself and for your family, you are standing up against evil and declaring to the heavens on high that, again, this world will never break you, and that you are allowing the Holy Spirit to work through you in a way that will just make the enemy cower.
This is so insane to me, because why are you telling these kids that they're fighting against evil and the world is so satanic? This is weird, okay? These kids are not here fighting Satan. They're talking to their fellow students. They're talking to other human beings who may just have some different beliefs than them. They may just live their lives differently. They're not fucking demons. They're not evil. They're other college kids. She's making this out like it's some type of crazy ass whack spiritual war when, like, it's a shame, because they could actually do so much good if they chose to. They could actually really do some good in the world. And it's like, I haven't seen anything they've done that's good. I mean, what is it that they do that's so good? What's one thing they've done that's been so amazing since Charlie has passed away, other than create programs? What one thing have they done? Have they donated any money to help these young mothers, like she talked about in her other speech? You know, these poor young women, and, you know, they need all the help they can get because these men and this and that. I mean, has she donated any money to do any of these wonderful things? Has she done any programs in any neighborhoods? Like, what is it that you're doing other than recruiting people into Turning Point USA with all this money that you have in your bank account? What in the hell is it that you're doing with all that money? Yeah, they distracted everyone from the e-files for like 9 months. Exactly. Nothing. Absolutely zero. I mean, have they helped any types of victims in any ways? Have they, I mean, anything at all? Merch sales? Yeah, one thing, their merch sales skyrocketed. True. That's one thing they've done. Yeah, the next level is a free trip to, yep. I don't understand. You have millions and millions and millions of dollars. You keep getting more donated to you, and it seems as though you just keep creating more programs to get more people, different age groups now. Now you're targeting young men, and you need more money to make all these programs, right? She literally was saying before, like, they need this money from college kids to open more chapters. They said they needed all this money donated to open more chapters. When some of these kids that have quit these chapters were out here saying that they can't even get the food, like a pizza ordered, when they're in their chapter meetings. They have to pay for it themselves, because the money that Charlie used to send them to pay for their meetings, like the food and the different things they need for their meetings, they aren't receiving this money anymore. And so they have to use their own money for this stuff. And so people are donating money so that these kids can use it in their chapters. And it's like, according to these ex-chapter people, they're not getting it. They're not even getting it. Yeah, they couldn't even afford food. Yep, that's correct. They couldn't even afford food. Right. And so you're getting all this money donated, and it's like, to what? To open other things, to do other programs, of which, again, what was that money for? I bet you all that money she got all these college kids to donate for these chapters was to throw this huge young men's leadership summit where they could get more men. They're going to send them to the wilderness of California. They're going to eat, they're going to drink, they're going to pay these speakers how much money to come and speak to these young men. It's all clandestine. It's all, underhanded and behind the scenes. Nobody gets to know who's going to be there. Like, it's weird. And now you've got this huge property you're sending these people to. Okay. Where's the funding for that coming from? Where did you get the money for that? Was that the money you got off the college kids that was supposed to be for their chapters? I'm not sure. And at the end of the day, pay your fucking taxes. And maybe people wouldn't be so interested in your finances, but you don't want to pay taxes. You don't want to be accountable to the IRS for this stuff. It's disgusting. It's so, so tragic. And I think honestly, if somebody out there is a part of this and thinks that this is what Charlie would have wanted, I feel bad for them. Because if Charlie wanted this, he would have done this. He didn't do young men's leadership summits for 14 years. He was just, they talked about it all the time. They talked about it so much, and Charlie just kept saying, soon, we'll do it soon, we'll do it soon, we'll do it soon. Why would Charlie talk about it with her anyways? A, she's not a man. B, she wasn't a part of Turning Point USA. Like, what? Why would she talk to Charlie about a young men's leadership summit? That makes no sense. What the fuck is she talking about? And if he wanted to do it, why wouldn't he have done it with the Young Women's Leadership Summit? You'd think he would have done that already. And if you mean to tell me this woman thought of a single thing that Charlie himself didn't think of and already discard the idea, I feel bad for you, because she's definitely not smarter than Charlie, and she definitely didn't come up with great, wonderful ideas that Charlie couldn't think of himself. All I know is this sounds like next level to me. This sounds like next level to me. And we all know what we heard. Supposedly BB was promising to Charlie, would offer to Charlie, take it to the next level. And now suddenly we see, what do we see? We see a bunch of next level shit coming out.
Enemy power.
The enemy. Enemy cow? Did she say enemy cow? Wait.
This world will never break you. And that you are allowing the Holy Spirit to work through you in a way that will just make the enemy cower.
Oh, cower.
Enemy cower.
Okay, enemy cower. I see.
So I don't care if it's a trans, if it's a gender confused person, if it's a Muslim, if it's whoever else that's standing in front of you, that's spitting on you, that's cussing at you, that's throwing your buttons everywhere. I don't care. You are what? You are what Charlie always said. You are what? You are a happy warrior. That is what you are as you fight.
I didn't know it was a fight. Like, I didn't realize it was a fight. Is that what it was? Is that what it was, a fight? Is that what Charlie said? It was a fight? Like, please go away. Please be done.
And so I know there's someone else who wants to speak after I close out, but before I close, there is something that has gotten me through not just these past 10 months, but also this past week, and that is the power of prayer. And before I have you guys leave here, which again, I don't want you guys to leave after I'm done because there's something they want to share with you. But before you guys leave here.
She's so disregarding of anything anyone else wants to do. Yeah, there's somebody else, like, you got something to say when I'm done. But, like, I need to continue and finish what I have to say. And so, like, before you leave, like, don't leave when I'm done because, like, some asshole in the back has to say something. I don't fucking know. But anyways, before, like, I leave, like, okay, girl, how about don't disregard the next person in line?
I want to cover you guys in prayer.
Please don't.
I send out
We're stopping right here because I do not want to hear her. She's not covering me in shit, okay? And I'm not gonna subject you guys to that either. We're not getting covered in anything you got to put out, Erika Kirk. Thank you, but no thank you. Okay, bitch? No. Moving past this train wreck of a skanky skeezer, allegedly skanky skeezer, nasty ass bitch, allegedly. Here's Andrew Coolvet, okay? And this is just a post that Belle found, and she said this was 3 hours ago, and this was on the 8th, okay? She posted this on the 8th, and it's pretty telling, all right? She says, Andrew Coolvet posted this on TikTok about 3 hours ago on the 8th. She says, now he has questions 10 months later. Also, I wonder why he didn't post this on X or Instagram. What is he trying to accomplish with this little skit? The comments passed the vibe check, as the kids say. And yeah, let's listen to what Andrew says in his little TikTok, all right? Because it's pretty interesting.
Dealing with so many crazy accusations, either leveled at Erika or myself or the organization or whatever, anything except for Tyler Robinson in this process, that I haven't gotten a chance to articulate clearly what questions I still have outstanding that I want answers to. So here we go. Who knew what when? That's right. There is a lot of indication online that other people knew something was going to happen that day on September 10th. They posted on social media about it in really, really creepy ways. And none of those people have been held accountable. And I want to know why and what did they know and when. Another question I want to know the answer to is, was Lance Twiggs more involved than we currently know, right? We know that he's been given limited immunity for his testimony. It's going to be video testimony in the preliminary hearing. But how much did he know? And how much did he radicalize Tyler Robinson? It seems, and I encourage everybody to go check it out, there's a Turkey Tom YouTube video where one of their friends that would hang out with them in their apartment seems to indicate that it was a really manic, disassociative, sort of morally corrupt, bankrupt environment that Tyler Robinson was living in, and Lance Twiggs seems to be the source for a lot of that. So did Tyler Robinson just do this crazy thing all on his own?
Did you ever think maybe Tyler Robinson might not have done it at all? Perhaps it was maybe Lance Twiggs after all? I mean, in all honesty, all those pictures we saw could have very well been Lance Twiggs, the same way they could have been Tyler Robinson. Lance Twiggs' DNA was on everything, the same as Tyler Robinson's. Like, you know, ever think of that, Andy?
Or did Lance Twiggs put him up to it? Was he a co-conspirator? I want to know that, because if it comes out that he was a co-conspirator, I would love to see him held accountable for that and not be granted any immunity whatsoever. Another question I have is, where did Tyler Robinson go immediately after taking the shot, running off the rooftop, and tossing the gun into the forest? Where did he go? We know that the state has evidence that he was back on campus that night into the wee hours of September 11th, but where did he go immediately after? That's a big question. One of the questions that is really tough for me is, why were those darn rooftops so accessible? First of all, why set up a building where you can just like go over a railing and get on a rooftop? That's one question. Why were there not cops planted out there? That's another question. And why were there not people spotting those rooftops? Now, you might say, well, gee, Andrew, Turning Point had its own security. Well, guess what? The way you work with campuses is you only get to have immediate vicinity jurisdiction around the person that you're protecting. So I don't know what the exact distance was, but it's essentially like, let's say 30 feet around Charlie's perimeter was what our personal private security was able to take care of. So we were relying on campus PD to monitor the ingress, egress to the area and the rooftops. I want to know, why were they so accessible? And I know that I take a bunch of crap for this, but I want to know more about the rounds, the ammunition, the 30-06 rounds. I know that the comments are going to be filled with, it was not a 30-06, blah, blah, blah. Well, the ATF report confirms it. The medical examiner confirms that it was. So I know that won't be enough for anybody, or at least a lot of people, but bear with me. Let's assume it was a 30-06. That is a powerful round. How old were the rounds? Were they hollow tip? Were they full metal jacket? I want to know everything. The point is that they broke into a bunch of different pieces inside Charlie, and that's partly the explanation, but I would love to know more information about that myself. And finally, was there a larger network? We hear about, you know, armed queers of SLC. They took down a bunch of their social media immediately after. I want to know, was there money? Was there outside sources? Were there more people that were involved in planning this? Still have a lot of questions. Thankfully, we're getting a lot of answers too in the preliminary hearing, and I hope more come out.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but the comment sections just went wild, right? They're just, you know, oh, that's hilarious, you have questions now. And then somebody says, you know the answers to all those questions. Someone says, Andrew, you knew. Like, people just went, I just got nauseous. Why was the sewer removed and the pavers installed? And now you're asking questions 10 months later. Crazy. Like, people just, you knew, want to know more about Charlie's mic, etc. I thought the evidence was overwhelming. That's a lot of questions for someone who knows exactly what, where, who, and why. I mean, people literally went off. But what was the point of this, guys? What was the point of all this? Like, does anybody know at all? What was the entire point of him even posting this TikTok? And yes, why wasn't this put out on X or Instagram or anywhere else but TikTok? Like, it's weird. It's weird. I don't get it. And why would you ask now? Like, we're way too far ahead in the trial, and this kid is being put up, like, could possibly potentially lose his life, and now you're going to be like, well, I have questions. I like seriously have questions. Well, perhaps, Andrew, since you are one of the people that were, you know, pretty high up in Turning Point, are pretty high up in the Turning Point USA atmosphere there, and you know a whole lot of powerful people, maybe you should have asked these questions right away. Maybe you should have asked these questions from the jump. Maybe you should have called your good friend Cash Patel and said, hey, I want some answers. What the hell's going on here? You know, I just think it's crazy. I think it's crazy talk. Like, what in the world even is this? I can just, I'm like in shock at this guy. Like, what is his deal? I just don't understand it. I really don't. It's just like, what do you guys think about that one? Yeah, maybe he's afraid. That's a good one. That's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe he is afraid now. Maybe he is afraid now. Truly. It's very, very strange. I wanted to see, is Candace coming on today, or is she still out for the week? Like, what's the deal with that? I want to see real quick. Oh, Candace is coming on at 6 o'clock today, guys. So we are going to wrap it up in a few minutes. I did want to show you this thing I had from Grok here. Let me see. Here, let me see if this is it. Here we go. So I just went ahead and like decided to ask Grok, right? I was like, you know, we watched the trial. Well, a lot of us did. I had the whole thing playing over here. We really wanted to bear witness to this, just to let them know that we are all watching, right? We tried our best to bear witness. It was boring as hell. It was so infuriating and all these things, but we did watch. But I just wanted to like, I just wanted to wonder, like, list all the evidence that was presented in the preliminary hearing, and then I just said minus anything that would be considered hearsay, because that's most of what we heard was hearsay, right? And basically Grok lists the surveillance video footage, right? The vehicle arriving at the parking garage and exiting and walking in the courtyard in a red shorts and shirt, contacting Turning Point USA members. But if you think about, like, if we take each piece of this does not truly prove that Tyler, you know, unalive Charlie. I was just looking for like legit evidence that he did it. One piece of evidence, right? Later returning on foot with a backpack, etc., with Chick-fil-A, whatever, entering a wooded area. Again, nothing that proves anything, but you see where I'm going with this, right? It gave all this footage. They gave the doorbell cam footage of a vehicle parking and a person exiting and walking in a nearby neighborhood, which we then saw that the defense asked about this specific, the ring camera footage, right? The doorbell cam footage. We found out it was a bald guy that was driving the vehicle, and there was 3 other people in the vehicle. So like, these things, we definitely can't really use that to say, okay, Tyler did this, right? Then we get to the firearm, ammunition, etc. And this was found wrapped in a towel in a wooded area. And even if his fingerprints were on it, you know, all that really proves is that he touched his own weapon and then he placed his weapon in the woods. We don't know if it was fired. We don't know if he fired it because they didn't test him for gunshot residue, etc. Testimony from witnesses about the sound of it, right? They heard it, so the sound was what mattered. And then we had ballistics testimony, and we saw on those ballistics testimonies just how many weapons it could have been, I guess. And I thought I heard somebody say that the specific weapon that they found in the woods from Tyler wasn't even on that list or something of like that. But anyways, then we get to the DNA, right? Of course, Tyler's DNA is on things. However, Tyler and Lance's DNA both were on these things. Okay, so on and on it goes, right? And then there was fingerprint evidence, but he says a fingerprint examiner testified that Tyler was actually excluded as the source of 3 comparable prints found below the rooftop area, right? So there was no fingerprint evidence. Then we have the digital communications. It says Robinson's own messages is actually saying this, right? And then I said to Grok, I said, listen, then it gives a couple other things like a burnt note in a trash can, okay, and additional ammunitions that were engraved, etc. It says this covers the main categories of non-hearsay evidence highlighted in the report of the hearing. And then I said, listen, now remove any evidence from that list that does not specifically point directly to Tyler for, the Big Bang of Charlie Kirk with the 30-06. For example, the inconclusive fragment and the video of the vehicle from the neighborhood, since it said that a bald man and 3 other people were seated in the vehicle, whatever. So it refines the list. Okay, so then we go to the surveillance video of the rooftop. We get that still here. Then all the other stuff's removed. Then it comes down to the weapon itself, right? There was a specific weapon found in a towel. Then, of course, the DNA and the engraved bullet, and again with the text messages. Okay, so I come down and I said, well, in the video evidence, none of the video clearly shows any distinguishing features of the unaliver's facial features and can't be identified positively as Tyler. We saw that, right? Because it's too far away and too grainy. Even zoomed in, it doesn't show who the person actually is. Also, note that the weapon itself was recovered, but unable to be connected. I wanted to say connected to, I said contacted, connected to Charlie in any way, as the ballistics were inconclusive. The DNA on the rifle is again not conclusive evidence because the owner, it just means that the owner of the rifle touched the rifle. And also the engraved casing, again, since the ballistics was inconclusive, etc. So it says, I further refined the list. What remains is the strongest ties is the messages. Once again, I said, well, the messages weren't actually authenticated since they're just a photograph of a cell phone with messages on it. What could have been created by anyone without the metadata from the cell phone carrier. That's not actual proof. Please remove all of those things that don't directly link Tyler to the unaliving of Charlie, considering the things that we've just talked about. And it says, under your cumulative strict criteria, with the no clear facial ID and inconclusive bullets, the DNA only showing contact, etc. It says that nothing survives these filters. Nothing. It basically says there is nothing, no evidence presented in the preliminary hearing directly and conclusively links Tyler to personally unaliving Charlie with the 30-06. Nothing. If you remove all the inconclusive garbage, literally they showed us nothing. I mean, I didn't ask it for every, like, I just only gave him guidance like, hey, the messages was a picture of a message on a phone, and we all know how that can be doctored and made to look a certain way, etc. Like, these are just things that we clearly saw. I didn't give it any crazy directives or told it to just ignore something, blatantly ignore something. I honestly gave it these parameters of like, did it actually show in any one, even just one thing, that it was honestly Tyler? One thing. And it's just like, no, nothing. Nothing. And so this kid's about to lose his life, right? It's about to lose. We're in America. First of all, what happened to Charlie should have never happened in America, right? You should be able to go and speak on a college campus without even having security. You should just be able to sit there and talk and do your thing. Who cares if your opinion is not popular? If you're invited to the campus and you know, whatever. And last of all, something like what's happening to Tyler shouldn't be happening in America. You know, because again, this could be any of our sons, daughters, us, anybody. It's just very terrifying. It's just terrifying. And to see that there literally is basically no evidence, it's like, Yeah, text exchange. Somebody said that Lance had 5 different phones or phone numbers and phones and stuff like that, which is strange to me. So like he could have pretended like one of them was that, and like there's just no reason they couldn't have said, let's get the data straight from Apple and see where these messages were sent from. Was it a laptop sent to another cell phone? Was it a tablet to another cell phone? Where was it? What time were they sent? Where was the person sending them from? Like what was the address of the person sending it? And why don't they have his cell phone data tracking him around the neighborhood? Like, oh, he pinged off of this tower and that tower at that time and that time. It's just weird, right? It's just weird. It's just so weird. And I just find it like so shameful that a person who claims to be this righteous Christian, right up here lecturing us all on how to be better people, talking about how they want the young men to join this leadership summit and become real leaders. They're okay with watching a 22-year-old stranger get unalived for something they might not have done. And I don't know about you guys, but if it was me and something happened to my husband, I would burn down the earth trying to figure out who did it and what happened. And I would want the truth. I wouldn't want this bullshit. If this was what they gave me and told me to believe it, I wouldn't believe it for a second. Not a second. And I'd be freaking out like, what, are you kidding me? This shows nothing. This shows nobody. This is what you have? You investigated nothing. I'd be freaking out. If you truly, I mean, even if it's just a friend of mine, even if it was just like a friend of mine, a cousin, if it was my cousin, I'd be this pissed. If it was just like my friend, I'd be this pissed. And it's just a shame that the people are ready to just close the book on this kid when we saw nothing. We saw nothing. They said they had mountains of evidence, just mountains of evidence. Mountains, guys, mountains of evidence they had against Tyler, and I saw nothing. Somebody said something interesting the other day. They said maybe he was doing he was LARPing. They were playing a LARPing game where it's like live action role playing, where they're all just, playing a game. And each person has like a task, somebody do this and somebody do that. And, this, that, and the next. Where's the text messages? Why, like the handwritten note? That's so stupid too. Why would you take a picture of it and then burn it and then turn it in? Like, why would you do that? That's stupid as hell. Yeah, stop noticing. Yeah. It's insulting. It's insulting. And the fact that they call us evil and demons for, I mean, you know what? Let's just take let's take Charlie Kirk out of the equation. Let's remove the fact that it's Charlie Kirk. Let's just remove the fact that it's Charlie Kirk. Let's just say a man. Let's just say a man got unalived in that way. Let's not even think about Charlie Kirk for a moment. Let's just say a man got unalived in this way. If we happened upon this trial and saw that this was happening, and this is what the evidence they had for Tyler just doing this to some random man, we'd still be asking these questions. We would still be going, what the hell is this? What is this? People notice these things, right? Because this is our justice system. This is the system we depend on to make sure that each and every one of us aren't getting accused of something crazy and going down for crimes that we don't commit. The world of AI is terrifying. They said AI can now, like, just from having you like do the peace sign, with your fingerprints facing the camera, AI can scan that and get your fingerprints. Like crazy things like that. They can make deep fake videos and all these things that they can do with that. And we have that to look forward to, that we have to worry about. Okay. It's like it's not even getting to us yet, that part of it all. And we've got something like this, and we're just ready to just unalive a kid. That's gonna be murder. We're gonna be murdering a young man if this moves forward and he's found guilty with this evidence. And I think it's disgusting, because I think the person who really did it should pay for it. They shouldn't get away with it. I don't think that should happen. I don't think they should get away with what they did. And seems to be the case. Seems to be okay. And for Erika Kirk, it pisses me off because, she's okay with letting somebody who did this get away with it. Because even if Tyler was involved, he wasn't the only one involved. I'm sorry, he was not the only one involved, especially when the ring camera picked up a bald dude and 3 other guys cruising around the crime scene, and all this other shady stuff's going on. Who are those people? Why don't we know the names of every single one of those people? We should at least know who they were. We should at least be able to go, well, it was this person, and this person, and they were there for this reason. Like, and Candace noticed real early on with the guys in the maroon shirt and the ball caps walking around campus. Candace noticed that first thing, and everybody made fun of her. And now, come to find out, they got tons of video of a guy in a maroon shirt and a ball cap wandering around campus, and they're trying to pin that, say that's Tyler, and we can't even see the face. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. The shit's absolutely insane. So anyways, that was pretty much it today. I just wanted to get some snarking done. We haven't done that all week long. We tried to behave on the trial. We tried very hard to behave and, keep our opinions to just being serious, because it was a very serious matter. But I definitely wanted to, take a look at that speech that she just gave, and I'm mind blown though, because that's the first time I watched it, and I'm actually mind blown with what she has come out and said. And so I'm probably going to make another video, or at least cut this one to publish that part of her, in her new men's leadership summit, because that's terrifying. Okay. All the new little chapters and things she's got going on, because that's terrifying. This is like terrifying coming up here. But yes, the snark has been fulfilled for the day. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was barely a speech, and I didn't even watch it, and I knew it sucked. So I titled my live stream perfectly, because it did suck. Okay, it did suck. But yeah, it's just Jess says, why are there so many cases where there's love for the killer but hate for the victims' families? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's terrible that the victim's family in this case is not going to receive any real justice. There would be so many unanswered questions that I would have. And, I think whoever's responsible should definitely be punished, but it's like they're just totally ignoring it. I think it's wild. Anyways, I do appreciate all of you guys stopping by. I hope you had a fun time and got some laughs at the very least. And you guys know I love you all so very much. Please hit that like on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. We're trying to reach 1 million subscribers. You know the drill. So, every little bit helps. And yeah, guys, I will see you on the next one.
It's a wrap on this night. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a final word before you go. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you got a laugh, it was all worth it. If you subscribe, turn on notifications, don't miss the show. Hit the like before you go.
Subscribe.